Video confirmed. Audio confirmed. And what am I missing? That's it. We're good. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Greetings and welcome back to There Will Be Dungeons. Time to play D&D with your old pals Scott, Bo, John, Kristen, and Kyle. That's right. We're getting close to the end, everybody. There's some hairy stuff in our way still, but you know, if you started with us way back in 2017, was it? Oh my gosh, is that right? Holy shite.
2017 or 2018, something like that.
Something like that. Then you.
It's been a long road.
Getting from something else. Anyway, so we're here. We're doing it. We're making it happen. If you want to make it happen with a little more energy in your life, try some tea over at phoenixpearltea.com, where if you go to /TWBD on that website, you'll find a bunch of teas that are based on our characters and our adventures here on TWBD. So go check it out. That's phoenixpearltea.com /TWBD. And let's throw it over to Kristen, who'll catch us up now on what happened last time on There Will Be Dungeons.
Last time on There Will Be Dungeons, the Tarrasque tore toward the menacing mountains. An explosion of boundless blowies buried the beast, but failed to hurt the horror. As it struggled to best the boulders delaying its dive at the principal, Nash readied his banishment, only to be met with pushback from the principal. Now knowing he was still a bad guy, Varel vaulted at the principal while Stanley snubbed the Tarrasque, turning it into a snail, then up into a damaging dome with Hope and Nash to delay until the banishment of the beast was complete. Varel, filled with frightful fury, purged the principal, freeing his soul. From the moon, more principals launched and landed, ready to wreak havoc on the time necessary to negate the wishing away of the World Breaker. Now rejoin our heroes and their forces as the battle rages for the fate of the wide and weird world of the Waste.
Bo, the ball is in your hands.
The bow is in my bow. All right. Welcome back, everyone. It was been a bit of a break. We're going to probably have to spend some time reorienting where we were. When we last left off, the principal in a singular form did assault the team, who had both used Prismatic Wall and Banished to... what are we laughing about? Both. Sorry, we
got
talk.
a translation
okay,
for what the baby said in the background. It was funny.
Yeah. We're keep your D&D down there, adults. So the the principal in his singular form was bested with the final blow of Vorel, taking him in a grapple and pushing him through the prismatic wall until he melted. So the first thing that we have to make sure we're reminded of is that Vorel, you are now covered in chrome that is melted and hardened to your scale, which confers a +2 to your armor class. So
wow,
there you go.
Handy.
Yeah, you are now have chrome splash hardened on the front of you.
Does it hurt?
Your eye is still visible though.
Does it hurt?
Your eye is able to burst through, like it lifted it up. Your eye is fully functional.
Is it painful for him? Do we know? Does it hurt?
Oh, certainly, but okay. It's hot, and heat is not. He has resistance to heat. He's not. Yeah, that's fine. It's a magical chrome. Bear in mind. So the prismatic wall is fully erect.
Oh yeah,
for lack of a better word.
Uh-huh.
The duration on it, it was 10 minutes. So as long as you maintain concentration, it's still all 7 walls are up. Nash, you are maintaining concentration on the banishment spell, which we acknowledge that if you're able to survive the next 6 rounds, the Tarrasque banished will permanently be removed from this world back to its plane of existence.
Nice.
Okay, Vorel, your rage is at 2 rounds. Everyone
Correct.
should be, so we should be on the Roll20 map. Everyone should be within the, inside the circle.
Also, note that it's the most important thing because he's banished, but I'm also maintaining concentration on a polymorph.
Right, the prismatic wall does not require concentration. It just lasts 10 minutes. Yeah, it's the polymorph. Sorry, okay, I missed that on my notes here. Thank you. And what is it's like an hour, right? That has a long duration.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let me see.
We don't have to count that down necessarily for what we're doing here.
Yeah, I think it'll roughly be at least the same. Where is it? There it is. Duration. Yeah, up to an hour. So
That's what I thought. Okay, so
everything else will be long gone before that.
Perfect. All right. Excellent. So now we can begin. I think we have everything we need. When we last left off, the moon had several explosions. As the principal fell, immediately the moon began like these 12 clouds of dust began emerging and careening across the sky, burning up in the atmosphere. These objects leaving these gray streaks of smoke as they zero in on your location. They are about they're going to hit at different times. 2 of them land, and as this occurs, the party who still might have the battle earpieces in, you hear a voice from of Admiral Chrysoria saying, Stelele, come in, are you there?
I don't think I have an earpiece anymore.
There's nobody.
Oh wait, no, I got Varel's. Varel gave me mine. Or
Right.
his. Yes, what is it?
We've marked several projectiles in the atmosphere heading in your direction.
I'm fairly sure it's going to be reinforcements from the principal. He unsurprisingly has betrayed us.
Might I suggest I take a party of our fiercest warriors and we head to the moon and disable whatever's going on there?
I think that would be a good idea. We certainly don't need any more coming down.
So the principal's finally revealed his true nature, has he?
He has.
We're sending you help. It'll be there shortly. And with that, the stone, like the what as they get closer appears to be rockets. The same sort of rockets where the replacement for the principal happened the first time. So you recognize them immediately as these chrome rocket ships. They just land into the dirt, but they burnt up in the atmosphere, so pieces are flying off them. There's no door. And basically what lands is a husk of a chrome man as it hits the ground to the south. In this round, it'll be 3 of them, and I will display them on the map for you. I'm going to need initiative rolls from everyone as we begin a new leg of combat, let's say.
Fresh initiative.
Ooh.
Fresh initiative from y'all.
A natural 20 for a 28.
Ugh. Hold on. Shit.
Oh, well.
22.
Yeah.
My preferences are effed. Hold on. I forgot to change this back. There's this setting. It's a long story. Hardware acceleration. Okay, relaunch.
All right, Nash got a 7.
Did I?
19.
Did I get a 7? I didn't see
No,
the result.
I'm just joking.
Oh,
I'm just joking.
okay. Because it could have shown the result, I guess. All right, let me try it again. Here we go. Oh, I'll take that. A 15 for once. Something decent.
All right, sweet. Awesome. Hey, we saved the best for last. Don't let it get you down. All right, I guess. Sure.
Whatever. Sure thing, man.
Okay, perfect. So the principal, the 3 copies, chrome copies of the principal, both immediately spring up onto their feet in the locations that you can see them upon the map, and they immediately turn facing the prismatic wall. And they're going to speak before combat begins.
Oh, shit.
Let's see here.
Nash, my son. This is not the way. We must defeat this creature here on this planet, or I will not be able to save us. Release him now.
What's the difference if he's banished and disappears and is defeated that way? What does it matter? Gone either way.
I require its power.
Well, we could send you there, where he is. Oh, I don't have gate. Never mind. I can't do that. If I had gate, I could do that.
Thank goodness you don't.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know what your ultimate purpose is because you're super vague about it all the damn time. But the out of here is better.
I require its power. and anyone standing in my way will perish.
Nash, keep him talking. We just need like a minute.
Okay.
Tell him about his grandkids again. He seemed to like that.
Yeah, tell him their names. Do you have any photos you can show him?
No, because photographs aren't a thing now. Hey, your grandkids are your grandkids
Owns
are really
a copy
cool.
of Fury Road in his pocket, I think. But yeah, sure. Photos are just a bridge too far, Stanley.
I don't think I've taken any pictures of those kids. Is the problem. I'd be like, look, your grandkids, they wouldn't like this side of you. I guess all three of you. This is all very confusing. If you want to have a life with them, you need to maybe dial it back a little bit and worry less about power and more about, familial obligations.
All right, so we're going to need to do a check to see if your attempt to distract him and buy time works.
All right.
So let us make it's a persuasion roll.
I would
please,
love to make a persuasion roll.
against his insight.
Excellent.
Is
Here.
my encouraging him giving him advantage at all?
You can, well, I mean, you've encouraged him, but you haven't substantially helped in any way.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
gave
you
him the
basically just
idea.
said distract him while we do a thing. Which
You
isn't
can give
really
him bardic
encouragement.
inspiration if you wish. I don't know if that. Oh no, well that's not. Sorry, that's the way it works in 6th edition. Never mind.
Plus, we're in turn order now, so I don't know if you can.
Yeah.
Anyway, here we go. I'm going to roll a persuasion. I have a pretty good thing on that. Oh my gosh. It's a
Dang it,
natural one.
Scott.
It's a natural 1 for an 11 there, Bo.
Well, I rolled a natural 1 as well.
What?
Oh no!
Like father, like son.
Wow,
no
yeah,
kidding.
the
But
genes are really showing.
the critical
up.
fails don't really count. So you got 11 with your modifier.
I
even though
will.
you rolled a 1.
I did. My
Oh,
modifier.
because you have high charisma, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's that weird sort of tension where sorcerers are high force of.
I could use my
character.
inspiration. I've been holding that for months.
Okay, well, let me get the calculation on mine here.
Nash is definitely compelling.
No, your charisma outweighs that of the principals, and you succeed in this challenge
Oh my gosh!
with both having rolled 1s.
Awesome.
Yes, so he stops for a moment and says, "Wait, I forget what you said."
I just cheesed you about your grandkids and how you need to
Right,
spend
right,
time
right.
with them and all that. Yeah.
I did not think that I would ever have progeny. And to think when I created you, that you would be capable of producing your own was a outcome I did not expect. I will admit, my son, that you have posed the greatest challenge of any being in my way that I have ever met. But if I do not attain this power, I will die.
Yeah, but you'll die a hero, and your grandkids can live with that. You've had your time. They'd love to know that old grandpa was in the end did the right thing. They're not going to like it if you're like, I gotta be full Hitler and get all the power. Rah. They don't want that.
There remains so much in the universe to be fixed. My knowledge, my wisdom will be gone. What will you do when I've moved on? You carry on our conquest throughout the stars.
Well, see, the thing is, I don't think any of us are into this whole conquest idea, except maybe Varel, but that's more just, everything. He sees everything as a conquest. You give him a plate of food and he'll see it as a conquest. So it's not really the same. But, maybe write down some shit or whatever so we can carry it on if it's important or not. But, you don't have to run everything or conquest the skies or the stars or whatever you said.
The gods will have their way with your children, and they will make a mockery of your life. I am all you have, Nash.
Does Nash believe him? The answer is no. If I'm answering that, I don't think Nash believes him. I think he's a lot of hot air, is what he thinks. I don't think it's as serious as he says. I think this is all just a ploy to have more power and carry it forward and not actually He doesn't have anyone else in mind. He doesn't saving anybody. He wants to just have the power.
Well, then, what do you want to say to him when it comes to all that?
I would say, because that's how Nash sees it, Nash would say, well, it'd be along the same lines. I'm not going to call him out because I'm not trying to piss him off. I'd just be like, look, how would you rather have history remember you as the great conquester that took over everybody's stuff and made them get in line? Which no one ever smiles on that on history books. That's always the worst. Or do you want to be someone who finally sacrificed the ultimate power in favor of letting his son and his son's children have choices in this world and actually make way for themselves and not, have a grandfather who's horrible? Wouldn't you prefer that?
All right. That's our second persuasion check. Let's go.
I'm going to roll it. That'd be a 2 for 12.
Oh my god.
Really? Gosh, dang it. Yes.
All right, as you do that, you feel the wheels spinning off of your argumentation with him as he responds with the following.
No. That is a myth told by the gods to mortals like you to make it more palatable to surrender your lives. I know. I have dined and negotiated with them. The only thing they know is fear. They must fear us. They must be destroyed. And you, even you, my son, will not stand in my way.
I would say agree to disagree. Because at this point, I'm really just trying to give the distraction.
No, you're trying to buy time,
Yeah.
so you will have burned around. His action for the turn is used. Your action for the turn is used. So we're going to start right into the first round. Stanley, Varel, Hope. Do you guys want to make use of your actions, starting with Stanley?
So this would be during his speaking. Nobody's
Yes,
attacking yet. This
Nash
would be...
and the three principals that have landed are they're standing still out there. They're discussing. Nash burned a turn with his buying time business.
Okay, in that case, I mean, on the off chance he keeps this up, and he clearly needs it, Stanley's gonna go, Nash, you're doing good. Just keep appealing to his better nature. He's clearly at conflict with himself. I know you're not one for words, but deep down in there, you do have a heart. We know. We went through a whole ordeal to get you it. You can do this. And give him inspiration. So that's a D12 for the next 10 minutes. You can add to one of your shitty rolls.
All right. Awesome. I'll take that.
Okay. You have bardic inspiration.
Awesome.
That'll be my turn. I don't want to necessarily start a fight while the stalling is going on.
All right, Varel, you're up next.
Over the course of the round, my rage would have subsided, as I haven't attacked anything. And I would stare confused at the many principles around me for my turn. And there's one that died, right? Like, did it melt or?
Yeah,
where
you pushed it through the prismatic wall and melted it into liquid. It's not marked on the map anymore because I removed it to avoid confusion. But basically, it's between you and Hope on the map. There, it's just a pool of chrome on the ground.
Okay, and there are 3 active ones.
There are 3 active ones currently on the map, with more incoming from the atmosphere about to crash in.
Okay, I would spend my turn going, oh, looking at one, oh, looking at the other, oh, looking at the third one. All in battle poses.
All right, Hope, anything you'd like to do for your turn?
Hope would go up to Varel and start trying to get that chrome off of him. Just in case it tries to possess him or something. She has no idea.
Varel is outside the prismatic wall. You're moving outside the protections of the prismatic wall?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Then move your character. and it is fastened in part of his form, so you're gonna need to make a strength check to try and tear some of that off.
An 11.
You try with all your might to pull it off, but it's part of him. His skin almost lifts from his muscle as you attempt to pull it off. It's going to take quite a bit of strength to pry that out.
Okay, in that case, she'll head back to the through the prismatic wall and get her surfboard ready.
All right, surfboard is. You going to get on top of it, or just have it in hand?
She'll be on it. And then with the principal, the three of them, they came in ships, correct?
Yeah, but the ship's burned up in the atmosphere, so there's no ships lying. Like, it's all melted.
Cool. And then the previous principal's body never flew, right? Or no, it did. It was on a surfboard.
He was on a surfboard for the most part.
Yeah.
Because when him and Kyle were fighting, he fell straight to the ground like a rock.
All right, cool. Hope will kind of nudge Stanley and hint at the surfboard and then point up, just, and then say something like, if it gets bad, implying that she'll grab Nash and they'll just go up.
To do a big getaway. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. That is the turn. We now start the new round, and so we're going to go in turn orders. So the Nash has faltered in his speech with them, and you can tell that the bodies are starting to move, but you can act before they begin their movement because you're first in the turn order.
Who is me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I get the sense they're not buying it anymore.
No, with that second roll having been a failure, the principal's bodies the three bodies are now moving towards the prismatic wall, like Terminator style. Like they're starting to walk.
All right, I would like to. Let's just keep it simple for the start. I'm just gonna fire 4 beams of Eldritch Blast at whichever one is the nearest.
Okay.
So let's see. That would probably be.
Over the bottom guy.
They're all fairly equidistant.
Yeah, we'll go top right from me. This one up here.
Okay, gotcha.
And yeah, fire at him. So
do it. So that's 4 attacks.
First one is 20 to hit.
Yep, hit.
Second one's a 29 to hit.
It's a hit.
Third one's a 27 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And fourth one is a natural 20.
Okay, but you got 1 crit in there as well. All of them are
hits.
I'll
roll the crit first because D&D Beyond will do the math for me. So that one is going to be 15 points of force damage.
Mm-hmm.
Then 11 points of force damage.
Okay.
12 points of force damage and 8 points of force damage.
Okay, just to make sure we're clear about how this is working, one of the prismatic wall layers does prevent the traversal of magic. So
it
you are
does
shooting...
not, actually. I read into it after...
Oh, good. Were we wrong about that? I remember that from last time. Why?
So if that layer gets dispelled, then spells can be fired by anybody in and out. Yeah. But I can designate people that I want to pass through and be able to act through the wall as well as magic.
Okay.
Which would include the entire
layer is that
party.
Again, sorry? Indigo?
It's one of the later ones.
While this layer in place, spells can't be cast through the wall.
Yeah.
So the indigo layer.
So that.
Sorry, so you're saying you can shoot through them?
Yeah, it's up near the top. It basically says, where is it? Hold on, let me look. It's such a long spell.
Yeah. If you position the walls to pass through a space occupied creature, the spell failed. No, okay. You and creatures designate the time you cast. The spell can pass through them and remain near the wall without harm.
That's it. That's the one.
Yeah, so they can pass through it physically, but the spell still can't traverse the lair. So they'd have to like duck out of the wall to shoot the spell outside.
Hold on, wait a minute.
I don't think the spell discriminates.
Which paragraph is it in?
So if you go to the Indigo lair, while the lair is in place, spells can't be cast through the wall. And so if you look at your text about friendlies, you and creatures you designate at the time you cast a spell can pass through and remain near the wall without harm. So that's creatures can pass through without harm.
Oh, that's really weird. There must have been a change to it because I pulled up the spell description. I think it was on Roll20 is where I was looking at it, and it says it works. So I think maybe something got changed, and I saw a old thing. Anyway, either way, that's fine. We'll just say I stepped out, I fired, I stepped back in.
Yeah, this is fine. But just note that if they're within grabbing range, they might be able to grab your hands if you did that. Like they're
okay.
Yeah, that might come up as a consequence. But for now, it's fine. I just making sure we're all clear, or at least agree on how things work.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Wild.
So that's a total of 11, 12, blah, blah, blah. 12, 8, and then 15. So 46 points of force damage total.
Yeah.
Okay, so your Eldritch Blast creaks out and then shears off pieces of chrome as it hits the ground, cracking the one of the principal's bodies in places. It doesn't react with any pain or with any reaction at all, almost like shooting something at a statue. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Nope. I'll move right back where I was, essentially.
Okay, perfect. That brings us to Varel.
Cool. They're all Terminator walking towards the sphere.
That's right.
Okay.
They're just about to start doing that. Their turn will be after yours.
Do they have any hands up at the moment?
Not yet. They're just starting to move. They were held in place for 1 round by Nash. So we're now down to 5 rounds remaining until the World Breaker is banished forever.
All right. Friends, is there anyone inside channeling anything or doing anything magical business?
They're not doing anything magically active, but both your companions are concentrating on banishment and on polymorph.
Okay, cool. I will enter the sphere then, as I am without rage and sensible at the moment. And I will grab both the magic users' heads and kind of push them down. So they're sort of down, and I'm kind of hunkling, curdling over them.
Oh, okay. So you make them drop to their knees?
Yes.
And
or squat, or however they accept the hand push.
Okay.
But I want them low.
You're protecting them with your body, so you're making them low. Yes. Does anyone fight back against this? Against Varel manhandling you?
I'd be fine with it, I think.
We've been traveling with him for a while.
Yeah. I'd know his intent.
Sort of behavior.
Yeah. Okay. Very well. Then you are now both crouched on the ground. Okay. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Otherwise, that'd probably be my action, but ideally my reaction, should something break, would be to catch bullets, engage protection, that sort of thing. So I have my Grosjean eyeball.
You have a trait that allows you to magnet range attacks. Yeah,
exactly.
Sure. Okay, perfect. With that, as you get into place inside the prismatic wall, 3 more of these projectiles from the sky hit the ground. The rockets peel off and break, and it's just the man inside left on fire and hurtling to the ground. As 3 more copies of the principal's chrome bodies hits the ground, I will add them to the token layer here in the game. As 3 more emerge, and you're now facing 6 of them. Your first layer. The principals begin walking forward, and their eyes light up as they appear to be doing something with their eyes, learning something about what they're looking at. engaging in an analysis of your defenses, and with that, all at the same time, all 6 principals raise up their hands. I just need a minute to remember what I'm doing here.
All 6. Oh, there's 6 now?
All 6 of them? Yes, there's 6 of them now. 3 more have crashed onto the
that's
ground.
right.
You're now surrounded by 6.
Got it.
They all begin casting Ray of Frost at the lair in front of them. So in a circle, 6 of them are like, and they're going to deal targeting the lair. With 6 of them casting Ray of Frost. Sorry, it's 3 of them, because 3 of them landed, so it's 3 Rays of Frost, not 6. I'm just going to cast the damage here. Oh, it's a ranged spell attack. Is there a DC for hitting the wall? I don't think it's marked on the...
I don't think it has one, no.
It probably just has the same as, like an AC of 10 as standard walls might go.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure if they hit. Yeah, hits with all 3 of them. It's cast at a fairly high level, so let me get the appropriate dice for this. Okay, 8, 10, that's 15, 16, 17, 18. One more D8. I don't have, oh, there it is. Perfect. 13, 18, 19. Okay, so there's a total of 49 points of cold damage that hits the red layer of the prismatic wall. And then it dissipates with a as the red layer gets eaten up by the cold. And let me see here. The principal will, of course, say something on his turn.
Yeah, how can he not, that guy?
Give up, heroes of the wastes. I will have what belongs to me, and I will fulfill my own destiny.
Okay, and now that means it's Hope's turn. And you see that a layer has popped off.
Hope will look at Stanley. Hey, you have any more tricks up your sleeve, or is this gonna get pretty dicey here?
I have a few ideas, but I'd rather not use them unless I absolutely have to.
All right, Hope will nod, and she'll take her board and she'll start kind of nervously circling around the prismatic wall there, spreading around it.
Okay. It is a bit of a time game, as you see them removing the layers. Will they be able to remove the layers fast enough to get to you? All right. Next on the turn list is Nash. Nash, you are now kneeling next to Varel.
Yeah.
I'm almost picturing this kind of like a fantasy cover, where the masculine hero is like standing up and the woman's like
hugging
the leg kind of thing. But it's Nash and Stanley. It's not
holding some dumb-looking sci-fi pistol.
Yeah.
They never use the entire campaign, but it's there in the art.
Yeah.
It's a Froggy.
It's like a Frank Frazetta, or what's the other guy's name? He used to do only fantasy covers, but he did the cover of Vacation, the original Vacation. It's exactly that. It's like Chevy Chase.
Oh, that's awesome.
Holding a broom or something, and his wife's down around his leg like a little hot, sexy princess lady. Anyway, yeah, I'm fine being in that position. That's no problem. I have a question, tabletop question, just because I don't remember. Didn't acid have a bad effect on Chrome earlier?
I can remind you of that because yes, it happened last time we played, but in game time it happened not 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
It did additional damage to him. He was susceptible to acid damage.
All right. I'm gonna make an attempt to do are we about 60 feet out from someone here? Let's see. Yeah, I can totally hit him. Nope, he's 70. He's 65. 55 and 65. I'll hit 55.
This guy's the guy I was hitting. Just
That's who
as
you
an
were hitting.
FYI.
So I
That's
think
the
I'm
guy
too
who's taking
far.
damage.
No, you know what? He's exactly 60. The edge of him there.
But you do have to move out to cast spells.
Oh shit! Yeah, duh. We just talked about that.
I mean, you can move out and back in. Right now's the time to do it, but you have to.
Spells can't pass through the indigo layer.
Right. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm jumping out. I'm moving out. I'm gonna sit right there. I'm going to fire off. Acid splash. Keeping this simple for now. And attempt to hit him. So here you got to do a Dex 18 saving throw.
What's the range on your acid splash?
60 feet.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
What's this? Sorry, 17 or 18?
18.
It is a fail.
Sweet. Here we come with some acid damage against that chrome. 14 points of acid damage.
All right, double to 28. All right, so you let a splash of acid, and it melts. It turns the front of his carapace, his chrome carapace, into a waterfall of chrome as it drips before him, making his face look all melty like a sad clown.
Ugh.
Let's see. Okay, sorry. We said 44, right?
Yeah. No, 14.
Or 24. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I got the damage noted.
Do I?
Okay, it does.
I have movement left. Can I slink back, or am I not allowed?
Yes, you can slink back
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back next to Varel, holding his leg again. I just hopped out, went, and then hopped back in.
You jump.
Yep.
You assumed the position
Yep.
once again. Okay, that's perfect. Anything else you want to do for your turn?
I think that is it for now.
All right, Stanley, you are up.
All right, so he got acid splash.
New round, by the way. 4 rounds remaining.
Okay, let's. I mean, it seems a little silly, but let's keep working on the one. While Nash is near Stanley, I will say to him, Nash, if it comes to it, you know the time is right. Get on the board with Hope and get out of here as fast as you can. And then
Okay.
Stanley will move out of the dome and do 4 more Eldritch Blasts at the same one that's been getting targeted. Just keep
Okay.
burning him. So that's a 20 to hit, a 21 to hit, a 26 to hit,
Jeez.
and a 30 to hit.
Yeah, so those are all hits, I believe.
Right. So that is 31 points of damage altogether.
31 points of damage altogether.
I think that's right. Hold on. Did I do that math right? Now I gotta look at the log because now I'm missing one. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So on the same target once again.
Yep.
Okay, 31. So. All right, I just need to do a quick check on some of my data. 1 second. Right, so you cast the Eldritch Blast as it shoots out again, knocking off more of the principal's body as more parts of that one particular being falls to the ground. It is now like, now most of the front is either melted or chunked off, and most of his face is off as it begins to stagger a little bit in its walk towards the circle.
All right. Stanley will move back to where he was, and that'll be the turn.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Varel, you're up.
So they are walking towards the circle still?
Yes, I didn't move them last round, but they're likely to move this next upcoming round.
Okay, are any in range, like melee range or close?
No, they're all about
Okay.
60 feet out still.
All right, so they're stylishly walking while lasering and such.
Yeah, exactly. All like three of them cast Ray of Frost. 3 of them are getting up from where the ship crashed.
Okay.
Or well, they don't, not in a ship, but they landed in a crater of sand and they're getting up.
All right. Table talk wise, we have the orange layer next, correct?
Red layer's next. Strong wind.
And that's the one that's stopping the magical castings.
No, the indigo layer is the one that prevents magic passing through.
Oh,
That's the
stops
6th
all
one.
spells. Okay, stops
Yeah.
ranged magic weapons. Okay. Okay, cool. I'm gonna. Oh well. All right, I'm gonna look at my companions. I'm gonna thrust out a hand down to Nash and Stanley, down to my feet towards Hope, and just say, "Someone give me something weird looking."
Stanley will look at Nash because, like, let's be honest.
I got a dildo thing.
Perfect.
Should I pull that out?
The dildo umbrella?
Yeah.
Umbrella dong?
Umbrella dong. That's weird. And I keep it in my pocket. My nature's pocket.
All right,
That's so gross.
I take it. What properties does it possess?
Well, it reeks because it's been in my pocket. Secondly, boy, have we ever really described it? I don't remember describing it very much.
It just has a button on it, and then an umbrella shoots out.
Okay, so it's like a phallic wiener on one end, purple, with little.
It's rotted. It's been sitting in a sewer under a sigil for God knows how long.
Yeah, it's old and gross. And then, yeah, it comes out into this big I said elephant. Why can't I say the thing?
Umbrella.
What the frick?
Under my umbrella.
My brain replaced the words for a second. And then the pattern of the thing is purple like the dong, but big giant white polka dots. They're not bright white because they're dirty, but they're big polka dots on top of that thing. So it's nice and distracting.
Scott decorated.
Yeah, on the fly.
Yeah.
I mean, I've known this
right.
for months.
Nash is the one doing the focusing on the banishing.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, I will take the object from him. You said there's a button on it?
Yep.
Cool. Having no mind for its phallic nature, I will grab it. I will hold my finger above the button, and I will say, "Concentrate, Nash. I will return." And I jump out of the portal, or the physical bubble, and I will thrust it in the air like a Power Ranger. And I will say, "I possess the button to destroy the moon," and take off running.
All right, let's get a persuasion roll, please.
All right.
This is this is a high DC. The credibility on this one is very sus, but it's not impossible.
Run
But
off into the desert.
Yep.
we'll need a high deception.
Do it. He has
Deception
you
roll.
have inspiration, right? I think I gave it to you.
Yes, I have a. How much can I add?
I think it's
D12?
a D12.
All right, let's do it. 6 total.
Is that with the inspiration?
Yep, sure is.
Oh no.
Okay, so you raise up the umbrella dong, threaten the button, and begin. Can you move your character in the direction you've run off?
Yes, I will run my full double dashing
Yeah, you
80.
can get- Perfect. Okay. You begin running off. All right. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn? It has no visible effect thus far.
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Okay. It's neat. Who's next? Okay. So now, as you run off, more rockets burn up in the atmosphere, and the metal mans hit the ground. Psh, psh, psh. They land on their feet, but in like balled up form, and then just sort of move up and like activate. And they turn their attention. I will now display them. I will display them on the map shortly. I'm actually going to start with the other existing principals' turns. So they begin to slowly move towards the center of the circle. I'm going to move them now.
Oh, you got bigger. Oh no!
That one got fat as he moved.
He's called the wide load principle. Oh no, another one. Actually, this stresses me out. Didn't expect it to. It's just a dumb map, but these moving in like this is freaking me out.
Yeah. They're covering 30 feet with their movement. Okay, so we've moved some of them in closer. I'm going to draw 3 more onto the map as well.
Okay, so just a heads up for any that have moved within 20 feet, which I believe is this one, maybe this one.
Yep. There's an effect, right?
They have to do a saving throw or they become blound.
If another creature that can see the wall moves to within 20 feet, the creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or become blound.
What the hell's blound?
That is a trademark Kyle Ferguson expression from Heroes of the Storm.
Past tense of blind.
Past tense of blind, which is normally blinded. He's called it blound, and it's stuck with us forever.
Yeah,
that's great.
Oh,
it has been living in my head ever since. It will always be.
I dyed my hair blound.
no.
All right, so let's go.
It's, 21 is the save.
Con save, right? All right,
Yeah.
let me just get. Sorry, 20?
21.
Oh, geez, really?
Yeah.
How many moved? I rolled 4.
Let's see. Let's see how many are within. He is. This guy, I don't think is. I think he's just outside.
All right, I'm marking them with a little ninja face if they're blound.
Yeah, I think only 2 are within the 20. These 2 are kind of questionable. They're right at the edge.
Well, it's from the edge of the wall. Oh, 25, 25.
Yeah, I
20.
think they're.
So there's 3. Okay. There's 3 affected. Okay, so then I'll just use my first 3 rolls because I rolled 4 times. 2 are blound, 1 is not. All right, and they're now sufficiently marked in some way. Okay, so 2 are blound, 1 are not. As they move in closer, they will begin casting. All 6 of them begin casting a different spell this time. Their eyes light up. They move now for the blinded effect, so I know what happens. Do they just miss or?
I think it just gives them the condition of blinded, which is
Can't
see, automatically fails, ability check that requires sight, and rolls have advantage, and the attack rolls have disadvantage.
Okay, so magical spells that pick areas kind of can still work, maybe in a weird way. Okay, they are going to all cast Thunderwave. Remember that spell, Nash?
Oh yeah, the best of spells.
They're all casting Thunderwave?
Yeah.
Doesn't that do thunder damage? Don't they need to do wind?
There is a push.
Oh.
Sorry, I gotta get Nash Magarins here. So let's have a review because I was strategizing as we played, and I'm a little concerned this might not work, so let's read it. It would dramatically decrease the tension of this combat if all of a sudden they couldn't break one of your barriers. At push 10. Thunderous Force sweeps out from you. It doesn't really describe it very specifically as wind, but I think they're going to concentrate all 6 of the spells in one place to create a super wave as the Thunderous Force shoots out from a particular direction. This is a con save, so I think that interacts probably with the spell, like that it's just an auto hit.
Yeah, I think that seems fair. If they're all casting it,
yeah,
I'd imagine that would constitute a strong wind.
Yeah, and so because the spell can't pass through the indigo layer, there's no secondary effects that those inside will suffer, and the orange layer pops. Can you catch that? It's really quiet.
It's good.
Oh, yeah, we heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second the orange layer pops, and you now have 5 layers remaining on the prismatic wall. As then they move closer. Nash, you're up.
All right. Well, seeing that we had some fun there with Acid Splash, I would like to make an attempt to do something cool. Let's see how it goes. Can I choose acid? Hold on. Yes, I can. All right. I'm going to do step out and do what? Hold on. Stanley whispered something. What?
No, I'm just being goofy. Ignore me.
I'm going to step out just a little bit and do chromatic orb this time, but with acid damage as my chosen damage type. Is there a way to hold on? 4-inch diameter, sphere of energy. There's no way to group them up, is there? No. All right. Well, the one that's nearly dead. Is it possible at all for me on the battlefield to tell how close he is to his demise, the melty one that we've hit a couple of times?
He appears to be close, yes. Like, I've given you an indication that he's at the very least bloodied.
All right. Well, then I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do the cantrip again, because why not? Why waste a slot if he's just about there? So let's do that.
Okay.
So I'm going to acid splash that guy again. I will step out of the hole. And I will take aim at him. Please make an Dex 18 or better saving throw, please.
It's a fail.
Okay, good.
Narrowly.
I thought Sam Fisher was here and he turned on his night vision. That's what I thought I was hearing. All right, here we go. So I'm going to roll against that. Enjoy your 11 points of acid splash.
All right, that's 22. So with that acid splash, you let out an even bigger splash and coat his front with it. And as he walks in place, casting the the thunder wave to break down one of the barriers, you step out, splash him again, and this time his body sort of melts until there's nothing left but 2 stumps of feet and a pool of chrome that the feet sort of waddle in a bit before it keels over. It is dead.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's good to know. I will step back into the circle.
I think what I'll do is I'll mark where there's chrome surface so you can know where the corpses are, just for fun.
That's great.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Yeah, and you melt it down until there's just 2 stumps that also melt into the pool.
Okay, awesome.
1 down.
All right, that'll be my turn then.
Okay. You scramble back inside, and we now are at the top of a nude round.
A nude round. All right, the nude
All right,
round.
well, we're gonna get in trouble with Twitch, but you know, what the DM
new
says
round.
goes.
We're starting a new round, and Stanley. So Stanley, you're up.
All right. Things are getting dicey. They aren't looking at Varel. They're getting close. They're getting through some layers here. Not yet. Not doing anything crazy yet. Stanley's going to... Oh, you know what? Actually, I do... We had, the ship. The Fate... Whatever. Fate 6? What are we on?
Fate 6, yeah.
We had it positioned waiting for the creature as a possible, like, gun emplacement encounter. Can I call that? Can I call the ship? Is that something I can do with my mask? Can I have them come in?
I think so, but let's look at your... Where's your character sheet? For some reason I don't have it up. I've got Nash open twice.
You definitely don't want that.
Guess not, Okay. So your inventory, you have the Mask of Elteon Fower and pilot's license. Tuned where with the captaincy of the Spelljammer manned by the Elhendari dockyard crew. The ship can be transformed into an inconspicuous cottage, while attunement takes 4 days. It doesn't say you have remote control of it or can give telepathy with it.
Okay.
No.
In that case, I'm going to just... How many layers saves do we have left? We still got a few. Yeah, I'm not
You
doing
have
it
five
yet.
left. You have 5 layers left.
I'm not doing it yet. I'm going to step out and cast Mind Sliver on this gentleman here.
Okay.
He needs to make a Intelligence 21 save.
It's a failure.
All right. He takes 16 points of psychic damage.
Mm-hmm.
And the next saving throw he has to make, he has to subtract a d4 before the end of my next turn.
Okay. So he has to subtract a d4.
So any save he has to roll before the end of my next turn, he has to subtract a d4 from.
I'm going to put a clock picture on him to mark that. Okay.
All right.
All right. Perfect. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Stanley is going to get out and kind of have pocketed and at the ready one of the syringes of long rest.
Okay. You have it in hand.
Yeah, I technically have 2 of them on my inventory because Varel gave me his.
Okay. Long rest in a can is armed. And that brings us to Varel. Varel, you've run out with the umbrella dong, threatening it to blow up the moon. It does not appear to have had an effect.
All right.
You can continue with the gambit or redirect.
Well, looking behind me, seeing that none are affected, I will run at this one who just landed. I'll kind of turn, do a side loop, and approach him, and I'm just gonna try to whack him across the face with the dildo umbrella.
Okay, perfect. Improvised weapon.
Love that he's weaponized it.
Yeah. It could be like a small blunt mace.
And as I do it, I will say, "I mean it," and smack him. With a, well, these both kind of suck, but it is the umbrella. It's fault. Be a 15?
15. All right, you take the umbrella dong and smash it into the principal's face. The umbrella dong breaks into 1,000 pieces as you punch very hard. It does no damage to the principal, but certainly does a significant amount of damage to the umbrella dong, breaking the item.
Cool. Kind of exploding through it. I'll enter my rage and flame burst him.
Okay.
Which I'm sure will do nothing, but
Yeah, he's
Never
immune to
hurts.
fire.
Well,
and I will continue my movement, ending me. Let me do the math on this.
in this case,
want it.
fire literally never hurts if you use it on him.
All right, then I'll kind of do a hero slide, with the one hand down in the sand as I slow myself, come to a stop, and look up with him and a smile on my face. Now in my rage.
All right, he declines his attack of opportunity that he would get from this. It looks at you for a brief moment, then turns his attention to the wall and continues.
Excellent.
These guys are very insulting towards you. All right, and that brings us from Varel's move to the principal's turns, or the many principals' turns, as the first of them raises their hands up, points a finger at the walls, and begins launching a barrage of magic missiles. And we have... how many can he cast? Use a high-level spell slot for this guy. I'll make sure I mark that down. So second level or higher spell creates one more dart. It's 3 baseline. Okay. 4. So, sorry, I got to do a bit of calculator math. Magic missiles first level. Okay, perfect. He points it towards the next prismatic layer of wall, which is yellow. Requires force damage to pop. So many d4s. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
All right.
I was just testing it. I didn't know it was going to roll. Sorry.
Yeah. So the first of the principal cop clones uses his highest spell slot available to fire 11 magic missiles at the prismatic wall. It does 37 points of force damage, which is not enough to pop it. All right, and that is the first of them. Another one does. I just need to make a note that this one here has burnt. Used the spell slot. I didn't realize how complicated it was going to get to have so many of these with different spell slot trackings. Okay, a second one then begins to do the same thing. I got 8, 9, 10, 11. These are hard to pick up. 19, 23, and then 3 more. Okay, that gives us enough. The second one also casts at a high level spell slot, so 22 magic missiles make their way. So a total of 22 magic missiles make their way at the next layer of the prismatic wall, and they light up, hit with this giant barrage. These arcane looking arrows just fly from their fingers into the wall, and it goes as it pops open the next layer of the prismatic wall. With 2 principles only needing that, the next one, the next principal clone walks towards and they're going to make their movement. Sorry, hang on. These 2 have made their movements. Move your sword here. And now are at the wall. Okay, those 2 already rolled for the blindness.
They have to roll every time. Every time they start a round or move into it.
If they're already blound, is it still?
Well, if they're already blound, then there's no need. But for the one that isn't, he would have to.
They're blinded for 1 minute. Yeah, so for anyone new walking through, which is going to be this guy up top, who's not blound, he actually saves again. This guy will have to do it as well. He saves as well. Okay, so the one down here is going to cast a. Let's see what's he got here for fire spells. Yeah, sure. He'll just fire off a good old fireball.
Well, what about the green layer?
Oops, sorry. We killed red, we killed orange, we killed yellow. The green layer. Oh, I skipped ahead to blue. Shit. A pass wall spell or another spell of equal or greater level that can open a portal on a solid surface destroys the layer. Oh shit, I skipped that one. Okay. So I'm just a little bit curious about this here. A pass wall spell, which is fine enough, or another spell of equal or greater level that can open a portal on a solid surface. I'm wondering about Dimension Door.
I guess first would be what level is Pass Wall? It's not a spell I'm familiar with.
5th level, it looks like.
Oh, so Dimension Door does not work. Okay, it's 4th level. So,
but could it work if you cast it at 5th level?
Is that a thing that one can
do? I don't know. Let me read the spell.
No,
or another spell of equal or greater level. No, doesn't sound like
Dimension Door is not scalable, as far as I can see.
I don't know why I'm trying to help you.
Well, you know, we're dealing with large spell lists. We're dealing with a super complicated spell.
That's all it is. I'm feeling guilty that I put Bo through this, but you know, it's fair. It's all fair.
Yeah, again, plane shift is interesting. It's the way it's worded is a little weird, like anything. No spell equal or greater level can open a portal on a solid surface, destroys the layer. Open a portal on a solid surface.
Just means like land or ground or something, right? Flooring.
Yeah, like a
So I think
coral
that would
wall
be like
somewhat.
your typical teleports, because that does technically open on a surface, right? Because you have to put it there. I don't know. It's weird.
It is weird.
Okay, well, I think this would work. So we're going. The next of the principal's clones is going to cast Plane Shift, which is another high level spell. So I'll make sure to burn the slot for that creature. Burn. All right, and he casts Plane Shift upon the surface of that green layer, making it go. I don't believe there's a save required. He uses the Plane Shift spell to dissipate that layer. The next one, the blue layer, the fireball comes out from a fourth principle to destroy it with fire damage. Don't believe a dexterity save required on a wall, so we're just going to roll 8d6 to see how much damage the fireball does. It doesn't pass through the indigo layer, thus not damaging anyone inside. So 15, 16, 17. 17 and 6 is 23. So 26 points of damage from the fireball, which covers the 25 from the fire damage. So four principles have moved. So I'm going to move one closer. There's going to be a saving check for Blound. It fails. This one is now Blound. All right, this one also moves closer. So we have two more that are farther out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 2 layers of your prismatic wall remaining with 3 rounds, including this one to go, so like 2.5. The last 2, so that we cover it, because the last 2 are the toughest ones, right?
Yeah.
The layer is destroyed by bright light shed by a daylight spell or similar spell of equal or higher level, and then the next one is destroyed by dispel magic. Let's see. So for this last one,
I actually found a list that gives you all the spells that gets through each layer.
oh shit,
Yeah.
said it my way. My guys won't have spells that they aren't already equipped with, so it's not like I'm gonna cheat or anything.
Here. It's a little. Well, hold on. I found it on the other computer, so I have to real quick just finagle this a little bit. Here we go, and there, and you can just scroll down to the layer.
Jeez, it needs its own whole spell list website.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, we're talking about indigo layer, right?
Yeah.
Dawn, Wall of Light, Sunbeam, Sunburst. Light cantrip will not work. Okay, yeah, that next one's gonna be a tough one. The 2 remaining principles move closer towards the wall. They don't appear to have a way to take down that wall at this moment. So that's going to be their turn, except for the last remaining of the rockets burn up in the atmosphere and hit the ground. And I will put those on the map, and then we will move on to Hope's turn.
Cool. Hope's just circling. She's getting closer to Nash. She's ready to throw him on the surfboard and take off if need be.
Gotcha. Okay. So you've readied that action. So why don't you keep that as a readied action so we don't just flavor it? Because you can say to me, as soon as the last layer pops, you grab Nash, hop on the surfboard, and go straight up, basically. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. That brings us to your turn, Nash.
Nash will remember this. Okay. Well, it's getting hairy, folks. Pretty freaking hairy. I still don't know if there's any advantage in me blowing any slots given any of what we're dealing with here, because are any of these hurting? Who's hurting?
None of them. You've killed one. You and Stanley both damaged one. Varella's out there. I mean, if you have...
This one took a little damage, but not a ton.
I mean, if you want to try... They're now a lot more bunched up. I don't know if you have AoE that might do anything.
A lot of fire AoE, but nothing
Ice Storm may work.
Oh, I thought we
It's a high-level
determined they
spell.
weren't. I don't know why I had
Yeah.
that in my head that they were not resistant, but immune to ice.
That may be the case. I think I can't remember that one. Let me just look at his sheet here. I think you did cast. Did you cast Frost last week?
I cast Ice Storm not long ago, but it was against.
I think it was against the Tarask and not this guy.
Yeah, because the Tarask had the same problem with fire, but he wasn't immune to ice. I don't remember. It seems like chrome and ice wouldn't go well together because if you freeze chrome, it tends to crack and shatter. But I don't
think it has an invulnerability to cold. But I'm opening it up now. I think you might have discovered this. You did cast a number of different spells towards it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what? I've got some slots. We can try this. Let's try this. At level.
No. Oh, he was resistant to it. It wasn't full immunity, but cold was.
He was immune. Okay, or not immune.
Not
but
immune.
Resistant.
Resistant.
Yeah,
so
resistant.
with half the damage. That's why you discovered acid was it was an excellent weak spot.
Yeah, I liked what that did. Okay, well, I don't want to.
But you may be able to still pile on the damage AoE style on them. They're not indestructible. You have defeated 2 of them now.
All right.
Unless you have, if you didn't want your turn to pass without any benefit, then it was a suggestion. But
well, let's give. It's the only AoE I have a chance with, so maybe we will try one of these. So I'll try. Okay, so
you also have just to provide you with some more suggestions too. You do have a spell like it requires concentration. Never mind.
Yeah, I can't do any of those until this.
Are you gonna suggest his 9th level? Because I almost did that and ran into the same issue.
I'm not gonna use 9th here. Well, unless I guess I could use the can and get full rest.
If you're not gonna use the 9th here, where are you gonna use it?
I don't know. I don't know what's next. I don't know what to expect. And that's physical. But don't
damage. Do it right now, because
no.
You gotta concentrate.
Yeah, we can't do that. All right. I'm going. You know what? We'll try the Ice Storm. Resistances or not, let's give it a shot.
Okay.
This is a 40-foot high cylinder centered at a point within range, 20-foot radius. So, I think will that give me these 3 at the bottom down here?
So
These
radius.
fellas.
Let me get you an Ice Storm pack, or a thing. Hang on.
Ow! Damn it. That hurt.
Where's the spell? Animated spell effects. Sure. Oh, those are not good.
Couldn't he, in theory, drop it centered on like us? The layer would protect it from hitting us. And
it wouldn't hit you guys.
Everything around us.
The prismatic wall would protect you. Absolutely.
It wouldn't burn the layer or anything.
No, they already destroyed the.
They already destroyed.
layer.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh,
that could potentially be an issue if that layer was the one exposed, but
it's not. So we're good.
You're good.
I would actually like to do that, but I don't know if that's enough to catch all 5 of those guys.
Let's see here.
It'll catch 5. I
Oh
think
shit!
This guy's like this dude is a little too far, but the other 5 should all be in range.
Yeah, let's do that. Hell yeah!
Okay, so it's 20-foot radius. So that means it's actually 40, right? 20 is the halfway. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think this is your size here.
Mm-hmm.
So where do you want to put it? That'll actually pass through. It'll hit 5 of them.
That's what I want. Those 5. Those 5 that are around us.
And at what level are you casting the spell at?
Level 5, since I have a couple slots left there. You know what? I take it back. I'll do 6. Let's do 6.
All right, 6 it is.
It's a Dex 18 save per dude. Yeah.
Dex per dude. Okay, let me get the.
Do the blind guys automatically fail? Would they need to see it coming?
Oh, good call, John. Good call.
It's blinded. Blinded creature can't see and automatically fails any ability check that requires sight.
I assume they have to see it.
So I assume they'd have to see it to dodge it. Yeah. Attack rolls against creature, so they're automatically fail. So all the blind ones automatically fail. So that's 1, 2, 3 of them, and then the other one has a -4 to his save, right? Because of your mind sliver.
Yeah, till the end of my turn.
Yeah.
So only
Okay,
one of
so
them's got
we'll roll
full.
that one
whatever
minus 4,
resistance
8,
is.
and it's 18. Okay, so that's a fail. So all 4 of them will fail, and this last one, he's gonna succeed on that check.
Okay, I feel
But 4
pretty
of them,
good about
that's
that.
it's half damage. I'm betting, right? For that.
Which one is it? The top one that's
The top one
okay.
in the middle, yeah.
All right. Well, here comes my thing. Sorry, it's not very good. I'll delete it. Don't worry. All right, here comes damage. Oh shit!
So you're rolling 48, then 46, right?
Correct. Here comes the 48. That is no, it's not great. It's 10.
10 bludgeoning.
Yeah, no, 10 cold. 10 ice.
Okay, so the cold is 46, and the bludgeoning's 48.
Oh,
You
then
roll
it is
both.
bludgeoning. Sorry, 46 is hold on. 2, 3, 4. Add to that 10, or add to that 14 cold, I guess.
So 24 total.
Yeah.
There's blood. So only some of it's halved. The bludgeoning he'll take the full front of it. Oh, someone's art project is on, and that's great.
Here, I'm getting
So
rid of it.
It'll be 17 total damage
There you go.
to each of them, and then the one that's saved will be half that. Okay, perfect.
Chat room's right. I tend to save my Resident Evil silver bullets until the game's over. I gotta quit doing that. You know how that is in RE, John, where you're like, oh, I need these, and then you never use them. I hate that when I do that. Anyway,
I can't. Oh. All right, let's see what happened here. Okay, so that's going to be your turn.
yes, indeed.
We're about to start a new round. I just need to mark the damage on these guys. Sorry, it's just technical issues on my end. Okay, so you hail them. Nice, whoever drew that, awesome. What happened to the? Oh, that got put on the wrong layer. That's why you didn't see it. Oh, sorry. I put that there. I guess you were wondering what I was talking about. Okay, perfect. So, anyways, the ice storm pelts all the principals around. They remain largely unaffected. They get hit, pieces fall off them, but they're steely and determined towards disrupting Nash and Stanley and their efforts. We are now down to 2 rounds remaining. And I think we are at the halfway point of our show, so why don't we pause there to take a few minutes break, get reoriented, and
I don't know. This
see
guy,
where we're at.
this principal shard seems to be trying to get out of here. He seems to be walking that way with his wiener out. So I don't know.
yeah,
Just saying.
Nice try.
Yeah.
Good attempt there, Scott.
Oh, that didn't work? Dang. All right. Yes, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll continue the fight, everybody. So stick around. Put us in RBR mode or BRB mode is what I meant. And we'll see you guys momentarily.
Okay.
We make our triumphant return.
Oh, so how's your week been, man?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, just trying
Been
to
pretty
keep it
eventful,
all.
I guess, for you guys.
Oh yeah, there's been a lot going on, but finally things are on the better news of things, and baby's doing great, and
That's perfect to hear.
my wife's upstairs making enough applesauce to feed a city. I don't
That's
know why.
amazing.
I don't know why she's making so
I
much.
wish I could have some.
I'd love to give you
Applesauce is
some.
great.
We're gonna have so much. I don't know where we're gonna put it all. So I would love to give it to you.
Can it and save it.
I mean, she is canning it, but we'll give a ton away too, I'm sure.
Where'd you get all the apples from? Grocery store.
Her sister has like almost a full orchard.
Oh wow.
Cool.
That they got with some I don't know what the deal is. They're actually renting, but they get to use this orchard anyway. She was like,
It's a nice little perk.
it's like all these apples are gonna fall on the ground and die if we don't get them. And Kim's like, well, I'll come out and pick them. So she came home with like 3 giant baskets full of apples.
Yeah, I guess you better make sauce with it, or else it'll just go bad.
Yeah.
How many apples can you eat?
She's doing some cider and some kind of cinnamon thing, and then apples. Or sorry, then the sauce. And because these weren't the kind that were like treated, like sprayed or whatever, some of them had like little bug trails in them. So she had to cut through every apple and look in there and make sure there weren't any like wormholes.
Yeah.
And there were some.
Wormholes.
It was about
Oh no, I've traveled through a wormhole.
it was about 15% of the apples had bugs in them,
Oh jeez.
but most of
These
them are
apples
fine.
will die if I don't do anything.
Yeah, I benefit, I suppose. All right, let me. I think we're all back. I'm gonna get the thing going here.
Yes.
All right, we have returned. It's back to the scrum with Bo. Bo, take it away.
All right, we are now 2 rounds out from the spell being complete and the vanquishing of the World Breaker seeing its realization. Stanley, you are first to act in this new round as several principals have taken damage from Ice Storm and are blinded, but still reach out their hands in an attempt to engage with the Indigo Layer.
All right, seeing so many layers down, so many principles around, it is time. Stanley dabs the needle into him and injects himself and gives himself the benefits of the long rest.
All right, this is a long rest in the can that came from the Elhendari elf scientists many episodes ago. You take it, flick it open with the needle, and jam it into your leg. Energy courses through you, and adrenaline as you feel immediately recharged and awake and hyper.
And shorter life now, right?
Yeah. I'm
Well,
I'm
you
not
don't-
gonna live quite as long as I was before.
You don't really feel that effect. What you do feel is your heart thumping hard in your chest. You have this inescapable font of energy coursing through your veins.
Now, does that constitute my action? Was it a bonus action because I had it ready to go, or
It is an action
the-
to jam it in your leg, and to take that time will be an action.
Okay. Then let's see here.
You do gain all the benefits of long rest, so get all your spell slots, and with the power that imbues itself within you, because it is a long rest and you are due for a level up, you gain the benefits of your next character level immediately.
Stanley's going to use the rest of his time to move alongside Hope and say, because Nash is right there, and say, be ready. It's going to happen.
Okay.
All right.
That'll be it.
All right, Varel, you're up.
All right. I've got 2 in my sights here. I'm going to do my full movement to go between them and perform what is known as a flying bulldog, which I have looked up aid for here.
Heck
Anyone requires it.
yeah.
It's the where you hook the back of the neck. And so I'm going to do this with 2 of them. I'm going to jump right between 2 of them, try to hook 2 necks straight into the shield. as I fly betwixt them into the shield myself, ending my movement right there.
All right, you're gonna smash their heads into the shields, essentially.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
All right, so we'll have to make a strength contest to see if you're strong enough to move their bodies.
Cool. Do you want 2 since I'm attacking 2 or 1 at a time?
We'll take 2 for 2 different rolls, so maybe
Okay.
work on 1. That'll give you more opportunities for it
Does
to
it work
succeed.
on the blound one automatically? I'd imagine not necessarily.
No,
I don't know.
Because he would not be dodging it. It would be a force of strength contest.
All right. First one is an 18.
Okay. I'm just adding the strength here. Okay, so you are able to do this with one of them with that roll.
All right,
So you have the
second.
inspiration to add. Oh no, sorry. I rolled for both. My first roll was a fail, so you win. Okay,
Okay.
you didn't do the second roll. Let's do the second.
Second one was a 23.
Okay, then you're successful in both cases. You grab hold of them by is it the back of the neck or the back of the head?
Yeah, you kind of clothesline the back of the head, and then you use that momentum as a butt slam yourself to carry their weight into the
But
portal.
you're gonna fly into the sphere while they don't.
Yes.
essentially. Yeah.
because they'll catch on it.
That's very cinematic and cool. Okay. And so with all the other layers destroyed, they'll hit the indigo layer.
Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw for
They
both.
have to beat 21.
Okay, let's find their con modifier here. Okay. They have to be 21. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, 1 succeeds, 1 fails.
Okay, keep track of it on the fails, because that could become a
So
thing.
this one, on a failed save, the creature is restrained.
Yep.
Okay. Must then make a Constitution saving throw at the end of each of its turns. If it saves 3 times, the spell ends. If it fails 3 times, it permanently turns to stone and is subjected to the petrified condition. All right, so that counts as the first failure. Okay, so one of them is restrained. It'd be this one here. So I'm going to mark it with something else. A snail. How about a snail? All right. So it needs 2 more failures, and it will do that at the end of each of its turn. Okay. So it is currently restrained. Restrained meaning its movement is 0. It can't benefit from bonuses to speed. Attack rolls against creatures have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. And he has disadvantage on dex saving throws. So he's stuck. He's basically stuck in the sphere.
Yeah.
All right, Pharrell, anything else you'd like to do?
Isn't there a second layer still going, the violet layer?
Oh, yeah, there would be the violet layer as well.
Can they pass through that layer? Oh, I guess it doesn't stop them. I thought maybe it stopped them.
I don't
No,
know.
I guess it keeps passing through. You're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's how we did it last time.
Yeah,
it's-
that's how he got pushed through it.
But his movement's 0, so he is one of them is stuck in that layer. So I don't know if because he's stuck.
Yeah, then I guess
can
the
move
other
any
one would
further.
That's
get it.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah. All right, so he's restrained in that layer, but the other one succeeds, so he still moves onto the violent layer. It's a blinding.
Yeah. So
Oh shit! If it fails-
Constitution
wait,
21.
there's more. On a failed save, the creature is blinded. It must then make a Wisdom saving throw at the start of your next turn. Yours, Stanley.
Yeah.
If it fails that save, the creature is transported to another plane of the GM's choosing. Is no longer blinded. Okay. Okay,
Hey,
so-
you're no longer blinded, but you're on another plane of
So the
existence.
first save is for blinding. And what's the default
21.
one?
21.
What's the default?
Oh,
Take a
Constitution.
check. Okay. This is complicated spell. Holy shit. Yeah, it fails it, so it's now blind. So it wasn't blinded before, so it's now blinded. Okay, so let me put the blinded on him. Yep. Okay, and now he has to make a second consecutive saving throw right away. If I'm reading this right, it must
at
then
the
make a
start
Wisdom
of-
saving throw
At the
start
start
of your
of
next turn.
mine next turn. So
Okay,
yeah,
so
right now
we'll
he's
have-
just blind.
Please make a note, Stanley.
I'll remember because I want to see
Okay.
this happen so bad.
Okay. All right, Varel, anything else you'd like to do?
I know that would put me in range again to protect my friends with absorption Grogili.
Absorption growth. Okay, perfect. And okay, then that means we move on to the principal's turn. If your turn has concluded, so these creatures begin moving. Sorry, the remaining ones that are within 1, 2, 3, 4 move within 1, 2, right, 3 to front, 4. I have 2 blind checks to make. Save. 17 and 19 plus their modifier. So they save on the blind check as they move towards it, and then all of the yeah, I don't think without a means to dispel this layer, as you can finally tell, all of them begin to put their hands through and try to move through. So they'll all have to make the ones even that Varel didn't force into it will attempt to break through the layers at this time, Stanley. So we're going to be doing a lot of this, I think. So it's 21 and it's Constitution for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Constitution. So that is a failure. So I'm going to mark them with snails if they hit that first failure. And they stop there at that layer. They can't proceed further because their movement is now 0. Okay, this one succeeds and we'll make it through. I'll have to make a note of that. All right, this one here, failure. All right, next one, failure. And the last one, ooh, extra failure. It's a 1.
Oh.
All right, so all but one stop and become their movement speeds become 0 as they hit that layer of the wall. The next one attempts to move through that last layer again, the violet one.
This is like the miracle of life. This is the one sperm that's going to get through.
Thank you, Nash.
Nash yelled that. That's what I like to think.
Yeah. So there's another one, failure. He's already blound though. So he's double blind.
He's double blind, and we'll have another roll at the start of my turn.
And he will have. Okay, and he will have the roll. Did we mark that with something?
No, but it's this guy and this
All right,
guy.
I'll put a weird squiggly on them so now there's more than one. Just to make sure we remember. Okay. All right. So these ones attempt to move through. These ones that are farther out. 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then they move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to use his dash. 7, 8, 12.
This one's in a hurry.
They're all going to use their dash to close the distance.
All right. Well, they could potentially get blounded.
Yep.
In a real hurry to get to the rave.
All right. So yeah, let's. Well, time is running out. All right, 21 for the save, right?
Yeah.
So he's not blound. This one is blound. I'm going to be dreaming of the word blound tonight.
That's a lot of blounding going on.
This one's blound as well. Okay, perfect. Many of them have been blound as they moved within range, but they've used dash to move closer. Now the prismatic wall is completely encircled by the 11 remaining copies of the principal's bodies as they attempt to reach in various states. From behind him, you see careening throughout the sky. You haven't been really paying attention, but you finally see up into the air. You see the Fate 6 emerge in the background as it flies towards your direction at top speed, and then a little dot jumps out of it, and then sort of takes this nosedive position as this black dot begins flying towards your position as well. And you hear a voice on your intercom for those who still have them. Help is here. All right, Hope, it's your turn.
All right, Hope's gonna look at Stanley. Do we stay or do we go?
Stanley will just get a good grip on Nash.
Okay, Hope will pull.
That's it. You'll know it. You'll know it when it happens.
All right, Hope will then pull Nash onto the board with one hand, and she'll have the steering wheel with the other, and she will ready her action to take off up into the sky.
As soon as Indigo, which layer? It's the purple layer.
Or maybe when Stanley does something. Stanley's indicating he's doing
Can I
something.
have
He's doing the Luke
yeah.
Skywalker nod.
Because I want it to be, I don't want any of them to get in close enough to potentially do damage.
So you can set this as either or. Like you could say either
Okay,
the purple
so I
layer
can have a few-
dissipates or Stanley gives a signal.
Okay, purple layer dissipates, Stanley gives a signal, or one of the principal dudes is about to do damage to Nash.
Gotcha. Okay.
Before they get close enough, they could take a reaction.
Before they
and
make
hit.
some sort of attack. Or,
Yeah.
Okay, move against Nash. All right, that'll be the triggering condition. Nash, it's your turn. You are clutching onto Varel's leg once again in a in a fantasy cover manner.
Knowing that.
Well, now it's Hope. It's Hope's leg now.
Oh yeah, it is
Oh,
Hope.
it's Hope's leg.
Hope pulled me
Different
up.
leg.
Yeah,
He's still hopeful, but different person.
yeah, holding on to that Hope leg. All right. Well, rather.
There's not much I think you can do, but if there's something you want to do, now's your opportunity.
I mean, I could fart off another thing, but I'm not sure it's going to matter based on what's going to happen next. So I am just going to.
Well, you'd be at risk because you'd have to move out of the
Yeah.
circle, and you might get captured now that the principals have closed in on the prismatic wall.
Hope's
one
not
of-
letting go of your robe right now.
Is the is one of those guys have their hand in the orb or in the dome?
Not yet. A few of them are stuck in it, but they haven't made their way through.
But their bodies are. Some of them have bodies parts at least somewhat in the zone.
Oh, I'm actually not sure why that one wouldn't have gone through. He could have probably. There's one that's imminently going to break through. Next round, he will definitely be through.
Is he?
Yeah, I
hasn't been-
mean, maybe the blindness prevents them from doing too much, but these two are not frozen. They can technically move.
It's this
in.
one right here this guy right here who can make it through.
But none of them are partially through the force field.
Yes, he is partially through the force field.
He
That's what
is?
I'm picking. Yeah,
How much of him?
Wait, I thought this was a guy who just dashed up to it.
this guy was the guy who dashed up to it. This guy succeeded on the petrification roll, and he succeeded on
Oh,
the violet layer roll.
Principal Chad.
Or no, sorry, no, he didn't succeed. He got blound. Oh no, it's this guy here. This guy got blound. By which one got blound? I don't know. I'm losing.
Blinded by the light.
This
Mark
guy
I didn't
and
mark
this
him.
guy are only blinded.
Right.
This guy dashed up. This guy dashed up.
It's this guy up top. He's blind. He's blound. He's gonna do that wisdom thing next turn, but I never actually moved him in. Card laid. He
Yeah.
didn't. But he's imminently moving through. His fingers are piercing through. He will be through next round.
Okay. Well, with that knowledge, I'm gonna spray acid at the guy who's partially through, just to melt an arm or whatever the hell's sticking through.
Sure.
It's,
Yeah, yeah.
Go
it's
ahead.
just a cantrip, so it doesn't hurt.
Start
so,
to go through a wall. All of a sudden, you can't see anything, and then your hand gets melted.
Yeah, and if he's blinded, oh no, he's not.
He is.
Yep. You
Oh, he is? Okay.
advantage- You get advantage on the attack roll.
All right,
when he's
awesome.
Blound.
Well, it's not an attack roll; it's a saving throw. So I guess you roll at disadvantage.
Well, then he might automatically fail.
Blinded attack rolls have this. He automatically fails any ability check that requires sight, so that's not going to count here.
Okay, so dexterity you fail automatically, right?
And he's not restrained; it's just blinded. Nope, he doesn't. He gets to make the saving throw.
Well, he gets to. All right.
Well, I rolled a 1, so
Perfect.
It's not going to be enough. And so you hit. For the
All
full
right,
damage
I
of the
definitely
acid
hit.
splash.
That would be 12 acid damage to whatever's sticking
All
out
right,
in
for
there.
a total of 24, so 37. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so you melt off his fingers as you go splash, and the fingers begin melting off, and they leave a coat of acid on the indigo, on the violet wall.
Nice. All right, that's my turn then. I remain
Okay.
concentrated and waiting.
All right. A new round begins. Stanley, you are up, but before you are up, that speck of dot that jumped from the Fate 6 is now in sight and will join the fray. Let me see here. Let me add him to the token layer. You see the form of Vampire Knight Monsoon Cabbage that has jumped from the Fate 6 and is bolted down like a bullet jumping from the top of the ship. As he makes his way, he's going to roll initiative roll and add himself to the turn order. He will go after Nash. Okay, and the Fate 6 is also barreling towards this direction as it descends down. As it descends down into the area. Okay, Stanley, now you're up.
All right, we need, first off, 2 wisdom saving throws for these 2 right here. They got to beat wisdom 21.
Okay, they got to beat wisdom 21. All right, this isn't the exact ship, so just bear with me. I'm just trying to pop something in here so that it's marked on the map. Wisdom 21.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Let me make those rolls here. All right, both are failures.
They disappear to another plane of existence.
Oh, yeah.
But at least they're not blinded anymore.
Shit, I should have. Yep, so. Okay, we'll do that. They disappear. So it's the ones that have the squiggly marks on
The
them.
bacon. Yeah, the 2 bacons. I don't know if it's bacon, but it looks like bacon to me.
They both disappear to another plane of existence as they wink out of existence. Boop, boop.
All right.
Do you choose where they go? I think this might be an important choice.
Oh, does it?
It is of the GM's choosing.
Oh, yeah, you get to pick.
Why is it my choosing? Like,
Because I
there's
believe
there's so many planes of existence.
they return to their home plane in most cases. And if they are on their home plane, that makes sense for you as the
typically,
DM.
that is on a plane that isn't its home plane is banished home, while other creatures are usually cast into astral or ethereal planes. Okay, well, you won't know where they've gone then, so we can answer those questions later. They both wink out of existence.
Bye. Stanley's going to move over to Nash, place a hand upon him, and cast Greater Invisibility, which does end my concentration. So somewhere a world breaker goes from a snail to a world breaker, but Nash becomes an invisible Nash.
Okay, and hang on, before you commit, I will allow us to do some double checking on if size matters for banishment. Doesn't look like it.
I don't think it does. I think we checked on the idea that we were just going to banish it to begin with.
Yeah, it's just creature. Doesn't seem to be impacted by size. So
nice.
Yeah.
Size does
as
not
far as I
matter.
can tell. Yeah. So
Nash vanishes, and I think that triggers actions on Hope's End.
if that's the signal, then yes.
Cool.
Oh, and then Stanley gives a nod.
Yeah, it was a signal, or someone breaks through, or someone attacks Nash.
Cool. The signal's given. Then Hope, holding the invisible Nash, is going to go straight up into the sky. 90 feet is the max for this. Can she pop an action surge with her ready to action?
Absolutely, you can do.
Cool.
Oh, action surge. Wait a second. It is because it doesn't count as an action. It doesn't have any action economy cost. I know that.
It says just you can take one additional action on your turn.
Right. Yeah. So it doesn't work for reactions. It's on your.
Okay.
It would be on your full turn. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So 90 straight up.
90 straight up. Perfect. You shoot. You move 90 straight up. We can do 180 because of the way that works. You could dash. I mean, we didn't declare it, but you could dash because that movement.
Yeah,
if you're readying
but I
someone,
didn't know if the movement was wasted or not, so that's why I didn't want to assume.
All right, we'll just do 90 feet then. Okay, so now you and Invisible Nash are up. So your concentration is now broken. What's the range on your concentration for greater invisibility, Stanley?
I don't think they
Does
give ranges for how long it works. Yeah, it
I
doesn't
have
even say. It's just
looked
the
this
ability to
up.
focus.
Player's Handbook said once it's... Let me send you a link here, but Player's Handbook says once a spell is cast, its effects aren't limited by its range unless the spell's description says otherwise.
Right, yeah.
Because I didn't want to break banishment either if we did this.
Oh, good for looking that up. So I guess it didn't... I think greater invisibility is pretty straightforward. Doesn't have a lot of text on it.
No.
What spell level is it?
4th.
Yeah, there's no range. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, you are great, invisible greatly, Nash.
Cool. I
You're
love it.
greatly invisible. As you fly up into the air, away from the principals amassing below. Anything else, Stanley?
No, that'll do it for now.
Okay, Pharrell, you're up.
All right. So Stanley's still here, doing stuff. I'm currently in a rage, so I wouldn't ask him what he's doing. Are you looking like you're doing stuff, Stanley?
No, it was just to get them away. I mean, I would still have a look of concentration because I am concentrating on the invisibility, but it was that was it. It was to help Nash get away.
Okay.
Because theoretically, Nash can even jump off the board. There's no guarantee that he'll stay on the board. He can fly. So they should have no idea where he is.
Cool. All right, then I will... what's the state of your legs, Stanley? Are they together? Are you squatting anyway?
What's the state of your legs?
I mean, I would have been reaching up to touch Nash, so I probably like kind of elevated a little, just finishing that.
Okay. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I've got a principal right next to me. I'm going to reach through the portal, grab him by the scruff, and try to just slam his head into the prismatic wall business.
Okay.
I'm gonna...
You have multi-attack, so you could probably do more than one. Right?
Hey, let's do it. Then I will move slightly to the side, grab 2 principals,
Yeah.
and try to slam them both into the prismatic wall.
They're actually currently petrified too. I don't.
Oh, are they?
Oh,
Well,
they're restrained.
No,
What does
they're restrained. They have to do 3 rolls once they're in it. So once they're in it, they're stuck in it, and they either get out by saving, or they do 3 fails. They're petrified permanently. They turn to stone.
Oh, so they're actually all
But
having a rough time then.
This one isn't. This one's fine.
Yeah,
This
only
one's
the
just
ones with
blinded.
only the ones with snails on them are affected. So there are 5 of them right now that have lost the first of their throws.
Okay.
But there are 3 more that have not.
This one's the biggest threat because he can actually see what's going on. All these guys are like locked, so they, as far as they know, they probably don't even know Nash left. But this guy would be fully aware of everything.
That's
This guy
true.
too, he's not bound, right? The one next to him snailed.
Yeah.
Based on their behavior, you probably shouldn't think of them as separate entities. They're all they're Borg, basically. They're all the same.
They're all working. Yeah.
If one sees it, they all know, kind of thing. But yes.
Then this guy's the biggest.
Yeah, he's not right next to it though, and I don't have any momentum of which to move him further. I'd have to drag him, which would be a bit more difficult, is my thought.
So spell-wise, this isn't him doing a bunch of mirror images, Bo, right? This is the principal actually has the power to duplicate himself.
These are 12 entities, like copies of himself, that move in unison with the shared consciousness.
Okay.
As far as you can tell, there's been no explanation, but based on their behavior, movement, and what you know about his way to evade death, because you already killed him once and he came back as a junior principal.
Yeah.
So these are more junior principals, but he's launched them all simultaneously, it seems like,
Okay.
as an act of desperation to keep you from doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so sounds like we're in a pretty good position. We have 2 layers left, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It seems like he wasn't able to dispel the last layer and has had to kamikaze himself into it.
Okay.
Because you put 2 of them in forcibly, and then the remaining ones just tried to move through it without a means to dispel it themselves. Would be your guess.
All right. Well, they're all magical anyway, so I'm kind of okay. So I have to attack or be attacked to maintain my rage, but with everyone kind of spread out and under lots of status effects, I don't see any reason why. So what I'm going to do is I will run over to Stanley and I will run on all 4s and scoop him up onto my shoulders. So, put my head between his legs and as such, pick him up so I've got his 2 legs on my shoulders.
Gotcha.
And that'll put me right in direct range to absorb any ranged attacks, as well as the ability to run should the shield go down.
Okay, so if the shield goes down, you want to ready a dash action or something like that?
Yes.
Okay, we can do that. Yeah, and you'll have Stanley on your shoulders, piggyback.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Then consider your action readied.
Perfect.
Okay. Now for who's up next? Oh, it's the principal's turns next. So we got some started turn stuff, don't we?
Yeah, they.
End of
anybody
each
with
turn.
this.
End of each
Oh,
turn.
okay, it's at the end. Yeah, anybody
Yeah.
with a snail.
All right. So what can we do when we're restrained?
Although this guy, anybody who isn't bound, needs to do a blinding check.
That's start of the turn.
Yeah, because they're in the realm of the wall. So this guy
Starts
and
his
this
turn
guy
there.
and this
Okay.
guy
All right.
and this guy.
Constitution, right?
Yeah, 4 con 21 saves.
Okay, so starting with this guy over here. Right, so that's a save. This guy here, that's a save. Okay, where's the next one? He saves as well.
And last one.
That's a failure. This is the last one here. So
This guy, he's collecting many. Although the little clock can go off of him, that's no longer.
he no longer has mind sliver effects anymore. All right. So so we did the blound saves. Now for the restrained guys, without being able to cast spells or pass through the layers and being stuck there, they're kind of like flies in a fly ointment, right? Like they can't do anything. They're aware that Hope shot up, and they can see through the prismatic wall, so they can see that Nash went invisible and Hope shot out with a surfboard. So likely their intuition is going to tell them that obviously Nash has escaped, although they don't know for sure. They don't know for sure. I mean, what if you did that as a ploy and Nash is still down there and Hope went up to distract?
I am tricky like that.
Yeah.
All
right, so they can at least try and make that insight. So for the ones who can't move, they can't attack inside. They have no targets to attack, no spells to cast that they can break in through the last 2 layers of the prismatic wall. They will use their combined might to insight check you, Stanley, for the truth. And so this will be a contest to see versus your capacity for deception to see what they will determine.
So I have to roll deception.
Yeah, it's a contest, so you'll be rolling your deception and giving me the result, and I'll be rolling their insight for them.
They have to beat a 28.
These are only for the ones that don't move. I gotta just find my modifier here. They gotta beat a 28.
Yes.
Okay.
I am, after all, distractingly handsome.
Okay, so they're putting together a tactical analysis of your facial expressions, the micro movements in your face, combined with probabilities. BBC mathematical formulas are trailing off in their head. If it was a meme, it'd be that meme, and they've made a determination, probably the wrong one. Okay, and with that being said, that means the ones who are still free to move attempt to move through further. So anyone with a snail can't move. So anyone without a snail can move. So I'm going to do the 2 new ones who are going to try and break through the layers. Layer Indigo is the restrain.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a new failure.
Congratulations.
Right. And this one moves forward as well, trying to break in. And this one passes, which means he hits the violet wall, which means another saving throw for blind, except he's already blind. Yeah, he's already blind, so it doesn't matter. So these 2 will make wisdom saving throws on the next round. I will mark them so I know which ones are which. Okay. Everyone's either caught or have moved farther than they can.
Okay, so we need anybody with snail to do another con.
We're not quite there yet. So this one here succeeded and can move through. Now he's moving through this round because he could have moved through the last round, but I failed to do it. So he's moved through the petrification layer. He's moved through the final layer, and he now enters inside. And now that he's gotten inside, he speaks the following. Kill time while I change things. But
Kill time. Kill time.
How can you kill time?
Oh, great orator Stanley. You have put up a good fight, but I have made it through your layers of deception. Release him now to me.
And with that, he is going to cast a spell on you since he's inside, targeting you. So many spell lists. He is going to cast. He would still. Let me check if he still has the slot for it. Let's see if he lucked out here. Because some of them. Yeah, no, he still has that slot. So he is going to cast. Oh shit.
My favorite. The old shit spell.
Shit.
That's a Nash spell if I ever heard one.
Yep.
All right, he's going to cast
Leak.
Hang
It's
on.
called Leak. And
No, I'm just like humming and hawing because I have powerful spells, but at the same time, it's
Do it.
Okay.
I dare you. I dare you.
He raises a finger towards you and raises a whole hand towards you, and it glows white, hot, and it increases in heat and casts Disintegrate at you.
Oh, that looks similar to a spell I know that's dangerous, so I cast Counter Spell at the exact level for Disintegrate, and we'll just put an end to that.
All right.
So 6th level Counter Spell, shut it down.
That's a complete shutdown. No saving throw for that if you cast it at the right level, right?
No, Stanley has done Disintegrate. He's not letting that happen.
We're starting to learn how Counterspell works. You will save yourself from disintegration with that. Let me just see here. I'm just double checking just to make sure. We're going to hear. This is like, I think, the most complicated fight I've ever done with this prismatic layer in the history of all fights. It's like,
I almost didn't take this spell, Bo.
Oh, it's been a lot of fun.
I almost took True Polymorph.
I'm enjoying myself. Just not to say I'm not enjoying myself. 10 plus a spell's level. Spell fails, has no effect. Casting a spell. Okay, perfect. All right, burn the spell slot. You have countered the spell, and there's a look of frustration upon his face as he says,
"Why do you resist? Surrender my son to me."
All right, and that, I think, now we do the end of round checks for all these guys to see what happens with them on that layer.
One of them's a new snail, but
Two of
so
them
I think
new.
it's I think it was like 5.
So this is versus petrified. So con saving throw, and it's 21 still. Yeah.
Yep.
They fail 3 times, they die. Okay, we got 1 failure. I will add another symbol, just a random symbol to show to. We got 1 pass. If they pass, what happens then?
I think they stay. They have to get 3 in a row. Wait, hold on.
Oh yeah,
yeah, they have to
save
get
3 times. Oh
yeah.
jeez. Okay, I'll mark. I have another place to mark the success. So I'll mark a success. All right, another one. Oh, they're in there forever. Oh, that's a critical fail. That's not gonna do it. So we'll give them. I'm using a potion now for save 2. This guy here.
So many icons.
Yeah. All right, that's 1. Okay. And this guy here. So we have 2 fails, 2 saves, 3 saves, but their movement is still 0, so they can't go anywhere. This last snail is a failure. He gets the thing. Okay. Yeah. All right. Perfect. That is the end of the giant turn of the principal. Hope, you're up.
Hope keeps going straight up. She's going to use her movement for 90, and then she's going to use a dash action for 90. So a total of 180.
Okay, you fly straight into the air. The principals continue to attack, having taken the mind game bait of Stanley.
All right. And then she'll just keep
From up
waiting.
here, so from up here, you can see the Fate 6 flying. Its nose is pointed down. It's headed towards that area on a collision course down below, as well as Monsoon Cabbage also flying towards that direction. Vampire Knight, as you can see him barreling towards that area.
Awesome. She will hold, and she'll turn to Nash and go, let me know when it's done, and we'll get back down there.
Okay.
All right. And then Nash, it's your turn. Remember, there's 2 rounds left. This is 2 round. After that, there'll be 1 more round remaining.
Okay, and nobody can see me right now.
No, you are fully invisible, unless you drop some orange vegetable peelings
No,
somewhere.
no. They're all on me and secure.
You button up your pockets.
My nature pocket is a little airy right now because I took out
Don't roll a 1 on anything. I know what to do if that happens.
Whoops, I didn't mean to draw that. I was trying
A little some vegetable peelings will land on a principal's head, and they'll go, "Oh."
Well, I don't want to cause any. I don't want to. I will be seen if I cast anything, right? I run the risk of it anyway.
You won't be. I think with greater invisibility, you don't break invisibility by attacking, but the principal's a smart opponent, and we'll put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, he'll see the source of whatever I'm spewing.
Yeah.
So,
You can make a stealth check if you want to try and keep yourself extra hidden.
Actually, yeah,
Like
I
you
will
can hide
do that.
yourself.
Plus, I
It's
still
just,
have John. Do I still have your D12?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let me do that. Can I do a stealth check with his
Sure. Yeah.
bonus roll thing?
Yeah.
All right, here comes. Let me roll a 13 plus a D12.
Does he get advantage on that because he's invisible?
No.
No.
He's still got it. Like, he can still make sound. When you're invisible, you can still make noise. So really, he's protecting against other.
So
Oopsies.
that would be a 22, 1, something like that. Over 20.
Yeah, you have +8 to stealth. So, well, that's Stanley's.
No, I have
sheet.
+1.
That's
So I
23.
That's wrong sheet. Wrong sheet.
It's a 23 that you rolled.
yeah, 23
altogether.
total.
Oh wow, 23. Okay, perfect. Well, there you go. You're now like very still. You're holding as still as possible, not to make a sound, because even though you can't be seen, you could drop something or you could be heard. So now you're well protected against those mistakes as well.
That's probably the most stealth I've been in our entire campaign.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is great.
Okay, perfect. So you are stealth fully. Now Monsoon bolts down, floats behind one of the principals that's stuck in the lair, and begins immediately a savage attack as large, half-foot-long claws get produced from his gloves. He's covered head to toe in midnight black armor. The shoulder guards, a full, almost like motorcycle helmet looking thing, like looks like some ancient warrior, Mad Max / science fiction cyberpunk equipment that appears to protect him from sunlight, importantly through the day. As he immediately starts shredding into the principal in front of him. He makes 2 attacks. They both connect, and he swipes as he begins clawing off, cleaving pieces of chrome from one of the bodies. And in addition, well, no, he can't bite. He's got a helmet on. That's not going to happen. But he claws at the thing, at the principal, cleaving away pieces of the metal and yelling, "Ah!" as a battle cry. After Monsoon is there, we're now to the first round. And at the beginning of this turn, the Fate 6, picking up speed and accelerating, crashes right into the prismatic sphere, hitting everything inside the area. For those inside, all you see is wood and ghost flying everywhere as the plane itself crashes into all the principals standing in a circle. I'm going to be rolling damage for these guys as the principals standing within are hit with a tremendous amount of bludgeoning damage.
Man, look at that thing.
All right, and they each take. So the ship is destroyed. The ship is destroyed into 1 million pieces. Sorry, Stanley.
It's okay. We found out it can come back.
That's almost like a giant wood missile. hits all of them. I'm just marking additional damage onto them. Just be a quick second.
Giant Wood Missile was my porn name in the 70s. It was a good gig for a while, but
well done.
yeah.
Well done. I can't give you inspiration for that. But well done.
It's all right. I already have it, and I never use it. I don't know why.
All
I'm
right.
just sitting here.
As you blow away, as it blows all the principles, like it scatters them and scatters pieces of wood everywhere. Oh, I think I forgot about one of the principals who's just standing up here. Oh no!
Some of them weren't quite ready for combat.
He was
Some
off
of
the
them-
map. Yeah, I didn't see them.
Some of them just got dropped.
All right, and Monsoon has dodged this, anticipating what would become. He's flying up in the air above the circle. The only principle that hasn't moved is the one that's inside the sphere with Varel and Stanley. And that brings us to Stanley, your turn. So the Fate 6 has crashed into the ground, crashed into the circle, has not penetrated it. There's a giant pile of wood and detritus and wreckage from the Fate 6 breaking into a billion pieces, smashing upon the earth. The principles have all gone flying, except for the one in front of you inside the dome, who's just cast Disintegrate at you that you counterspell. Your turn.
Stanley's gonna look at him and say, "You've already lost, and yet you still stand here with total confidence, just watching each failure rack up. What's that like, I wonder?" And Stanley is going to cast Wish.
What?
Wish.
Can you cast that as an action?
Yeah, absolutely, you can cast that as an action. In fact, I'm going to use it for its intended purpose.
Is that the one you
And I'm
just
going
chose?
to use Wish to cast the spell Simulacrum, and a naked copy of Stanley forms right next to him.
Gross.
I guess you're not the only one that can bring buddies to a fight.
Okay, so Stanley, again with the long text spells here. We have to. I didn't anticipate this. The basic use of the spell is to duplicate any other spell at the 8th level or lower. You don't need to meet any requirements in that spell, including costly components. The spell simply takes effect. So that's what you're choosing, right? None of these other options.
I don't need any materials. I don't need anything.
Nope, it's
it
just a verbal
just
wish.
happens.
Now there might be a drawback. In previous versions of this, there were drawbacks.
There
to
is
casting the
if I
spell.
decide to go outside of the confines of the spell.
You might be able to. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Might be able
So
to
I could have
achieve-
been like, "Hey, I want you to kill all the copies of the principal." That is a risk because there are drawbacks to it.
The test of casting a spell to produce any effect other than duplicating another spell weakens you. Oh, so as long as you adhere to the spell strictly, no negative effects, including
Correct.
possible death or possibly changing the world in an insane way. Okay, so the full power of the Silele Prime of the Archfey Council and the El Handari grant you incredible magical power, where this source of energy comes from. Taking the long rest in a can, your growth accelerates into a powerful magical force that surprises even you as you utter your wish to wish. Sorry, which spell was it?
Simulacrum.
To wish the spell Simulacrum. All right, now we got to cover another. How complicated is this one?
You shape an illusory duplicate of one beast or humanoid that is within range for the entire casting time of the spell. It's instant. It falls as part of the wish. The duplicate is a creature partially real and formed from ice or snow. It can take actions and otherwise be affected as a normal creature. It appears to be the same as the original, but has half the creature's hit point maximum and is formed without any equipment. Otherwise, the illusion uses all the statistics of the creature it duplicates, except that it is a construct. The simulacrum is friendly to you and creatures you designate. It obeys your spoken commands, moving and acting in accordance with your wishes and acting on your turn in combat. The simulacrum lacks the ability to learn or become more powerful, so it never increases its level or other abilities, nor can it regain expended spell slots. If the simulacrum is damaged, you can repair it, and then just a bunch of stuff on how to repair it. and that
Okay,
when it
and then-
dies, it turns into snow.
You can only have one copy. All right. Yeah, and you don't need any of it, the VSM components. So.
Yeah.
And what are you copying?
Myself, of course.
All right, so you make a copy of Stanley in front of Varel. You just see instantaneously a copy of Stan. Like, is it a copy? Stanley appears in front of you, and you check above and see that you're still holding him. And I don't know how this affects you. this is happening. Okay, and so it also retains your personality, like it's its own copy of you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right, it appears in front of you. Stanley Billings, in all of its glory, looking exactly like you, appears in front of the principal, and we'll have to roll an initiative for it to add it to the turn order.
No, it's on my turn.
Is it
on my turn? Yeah.
It acts on your turn
But I would assume that it would be next
because
turn.
you command it, right?
Right. So I wouldn't assume it can do anything right out of the gate. I would assume that next turn is when this would happen.
And
It is
he's
on your. It doesn't act independently. Okay.
No.
his
right.
wiener's out. He's wiener's out, right? He's naked.
Yes,
He
he's
doesn't have
naked.
any of the. Oh, it's formed without any equipment, so it's a naked copy of yourself.
Yeah.
A naked copy of Stanley Billings appears before you. This tiny little elf butt that you can see, Varel. I like seeing this from Varel's perspective because so I just can't imagine how mind blowing this would be for the lizard folk hero. Okay, so you've now created a copy of yourself, naked, without equipment, standing in front of the principal who's inside the prismatic wall.
That's it.
That's okay.
That's a whole action.
Can he do anything though? Can you use?
Well,
this creature
that's
right
your
away?
that's your judgment on if
Well, that's
he
why I
gets
was
to act.
That's why I was asking if the simulacrum was on your turn or not.
It is. So the spell does say it acts on your turn and does, what you tell it to, but
Does it say that?
yeah. It's on here, I'll tell you. Simulacrum.
Acting on your turn. Okay.
Yeah, acting on your turn. So
Um,
I would assume next turn, but it's up
so
to you.
it gets its full complement of action and bonus. Like it's a
Yeah.
it's a distinct creature, so you don't
Yeah.
need to expend anything. You give it some quick commands, but it would
It has
act on
spell
its own.
slots just like me. In fact, it has the
Yeah,
exact same
so-
spell slots as me.
So move him. Do his turn. I'm gonna Stanley Simulacrum.
Okay. I got a
You were
question for
now you're now a freshly born copy
Yeah.
of yourself.
I
What
got
do
a
you do?
question for you, Bo.
Yeah.
This is the finale. Ish. This isn't the last episode, but we're end game here.
I can't answer questions like that.
I know, but we're close. I wouldn't do
Uh-huh.
this to you if we weren't, is what I'm saying.
Okay, what are we doing?
What if the simulacrum cast wish to cast the spell simulacrum?
I believe it's copied with your current allotment of spell slots. So do you have a spell slot? Like it would have
No.
your current copy. So yes, you can't.
Okay.
Yes, it could cast wish if it had the spell slot, but it cannot because it does not have the spell slot.
Okay. So it is a copy of me in this exact moment.
Yes.
All right. Well, then it's just going to cast disintegrate at 8th level. on the principal.
To be clear, I really wish we could do this because I like where your mind is heading to make an army of Stanleys, but
I just figure an army of Stanleys fight an army of principals.
but I think it
seems
says
right.
it makes a copy of you at the time of.
Would it have any open slots if he's a copy? If Stanley has open slots and it's a copy, he would also have open slots. Just
It can't. So it's important that it says here it can't, nor can it regain expended spell slots. So
Well,
if
yeah,
you-
but that's its expended spell slots.
but it's a copy. So I would think that you're taking a snapshot of yourself at that current time, so it can't regain. This seems to be worded in such a way as to prevent that abuse, is what I'm saying. But we can look it up on, Staff
I don't
Exchange or
want.
whatever.
This whole episode is being held up by my spells. If you vote no, I say we disintegrate. If you
you know,
vote yes, then we make a bunch of Stanleys.
yes. No, I think it's at the time of cast. Is there anyone to take the temperature of chat room if there's anyone in there? Sometimes they yell out things when we're doing
Someone
stuff.
put a link up. Let's see what this is.
Somebody's tried it. Of course.
If I cast Simulacrum on myself, will Simulacrum still have the spell slot used to cast the spell? Let's see. The answer is the spell. Let's see. The Simulacrum is created with the same spell slots that you have at the time of that the spell is
spell
cast.
slot that was
Here,
used to cast
I
Simulacrum.
have a Reddit thread. Simulacrum casting Simulacrum.
You can only cast that at top level, right? Which is your whole point.
Yeah, well, it was Wish. I didn't cast it via...
Right. But still, you'd have to expend the same high
What's
level
the
slot.
spell slot? Oh, no, you don't know Simulacrum. You'd have to cast Wish again.
Yeah. It's 7th level, but it doesn't matter because it was cast via Wish.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the question is, does it we want to know, does it recharge full spell slots?
It has a copy of the slots you had when casting it, when completing the cast, and then a Simulacrum can cast Simulacrum if it has the spell available and you have the required necessary components. But you yourself can't cast another.
The only reason you got away with that is because Wish makes it so that you don't have to have the components.
Right.
So
But
it would have to be, the copy would have to be able to cast Wish, not Simulacrum.
Right.
And Wish is 9th level spell slot for sure. You've only got one of those. So
Yes.
I think I would rule that it copies your spell slot configuration at time of casting.
Correct.
Like after you cast a spell.
Okay.
Which means
you
that
have
slot
that
is
slot.
burned. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have the one.
Yeah. But I love the idea. I love the energy. I'm very sad we can't make this happen. Now you could modify your wish and suffer the consequences.
No.
You could cast Simulacrum with the added effect that it replenishes the spell slot. Why not? Why not? Let's just talk about this for a second here.
I want this to happen, so let's talk about
I
it.
love drawbacks. The stress of casting a spell proves any other effect weakens you. After enduring that stress, each time you cast a spell until you finish a long rest, you take 1d10 necrotic damage, and it can't be reduced or prevented. Your strength drops to 3 for 2d4 days, and for each of those days that you spend resting and doing nothing, your remaining recovery time decreases by 2 days. There's a 33% chance that you're unable to cast Wish ever again if you suffer this stress.
Good
It is
with
the
just one extra Stanley. It's fine.
It is the final episode. I'll use your own words against you. Not the
Oh,
final, but
man,
we know
look
we're
at
bringing
that.
to a resolution.
He's bringing the same lawyer argument to me.
You're not going to get a
that
chance
I-
to do this again. Do you want to do it the tame way, or do you want to do it the full?
Go balls out, because your character's got his balls out. Go balls out.
So wait, what are my odds here? Because a lot of it's GM voting, right? You might be able to achieve something beyond the scope of the above example. State your wish to the GM as precisely as possible. The GM has great latitude in ruling what occurs on such instance. The greater the wish, the greater the likelihood that something goes wrong. The spell might simply fail. The effect you desire might only be partly achieved. Or you might suffer some unforeseen consequence as a result of how you worded the wish.
You've given me my dream. So listen, let me just say this. If you're going to modify the spell, I would think maybe you would probably want to do something different if you're going to take on that opportunity cost. I think your whole point of doing this was not to take on that cost and have the spell to cast again later for whatever reason, right? So, you know what I mean? Like if you're going to modify the spell, you're going to do something way more fantastic.
You're right.
Than what
We're
you're doing.
here. I've already sacrificed some of my life. Like, go big or go home. Yeah, you know what? We're going to do it as a wish that Simulacrum...
All right, now this is where you have to word carefully, because I'm going to get you.
All right, Stanley's wish. He wishes to be able to cast the spell Simulacrum, but instead of creating a copy of Stanley as he is right now, I would like to create a copy of Stanley post long rest.
Copy of Stanley post long rest. We'll be sure to take that meaning as having recently benefited from a long rest.
Yeah.
From a long rest. Okay. All right. So now you take the wish and you take the extra thing. So blah, 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 blah. The stress of cat produce effect. So now you're going to immediately
take 1d10 necrotic damage.
You take 1d10
per level each time of that spell.
Each time you cast a spell until you finish a long rest, you take 1d10 necrotic damage per level of that spell. So you take 9d10 necrotic damage until you long rest. So no more spells for you unless you want to take up to 90 points of damage. It can't be reduced or prevented. Your strength is now 3.
Oh, great. Well, I'm on Varel's shoulders. This seems pretty good.
You'll be fine. You're being looked after. 2d4 days. So let's roll those 2d4.
Could be a lot worse.
7 days. For 7 days.
I got a week.
For each of those days you spend resting or doing nothing, your remaining recovery time decreases by 2 days. If you do nothing in a day, you get bonus. You get to do it faster. Now there's a 33% chance that you're unable to cast Wish ever again if you suffer the stress. Do you want to find that out now, or do you want to do that later?
Find that out later. That'll be be a dramatic reveal later. I've taken enough time. I'm becoming increasingly aware of how much time I'm taking on this.
0% chance Wish never cast again.
So I don't. There we go. There it is.
All right, I made a note. All right, so now the simulacrum that appears before you has full HP. It's still halved. It still has, you said, benefit of a long rest. So
right,
it has. Can a simulacrum benefit from a long rest? It did nothing. No, just kidding.
It's a construct, technically.
Oh,
but I did say Stanley as a.
I took it to mean that it would have the spell. I mean, we might have worded this just that it has the 9th level spell slot. Okay, so now we have that in place. You slump over in Varel's hands, and there's a copy of Stanley before you. What do you wish to do as the copy?
He's gonna cast Wish and continue to create copies.
In the same manner?
Yes. Well, hold on, because if he does it in the same manner, we're just gonna have a bunch of weak ass tired Stanleys.
That's right.
Shit. We're really going down a rabbit hole with this one.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, so there would be a lot of them, but if they cast anything, they'd explode.
Yeah, they would still be able to cast spells, but they would deal 9d10 necrotic damage to themselves.
But there'd be a lot of them.
What about physical stuff? Could they be formidable as a
Look, they don't have to live forever. We're not creating this army to last the test of time.
So here's the thing. Because we've created an unbreakable, an infinite loop, because you're going to get, for each of the new simulacrums that appear, you're going to get to make a decision about what they do. In theory, I have to make a ruling on what they do, and they all do it. This could destroy the very fabric of reality itself, so choose wisely. We're not going to, because I'm not going to make 1,000 decisions. You could potentially make up to 1,000 different Stanleys with this and have 1,000 decision points, and we have about 5 more weeks of There Will Be Dungeons just deciding what happens to the infinite copies till you decide to stop. So you're going to have to decide your decision here. You have to make a decision about what they do. And that potentially has universe-bending consequences at this juncture.
Okay. I'm just beginning to see that I don't need an army of Stanleys.
Maybe you don't need to do
Well,
Especially-
you could
1,000.
say they make 100 copies and the last one stops. Like, give me an instruction.
Yeah, okay, we'll do that. We will make 100 copies of Stanley. The last one, instead of Wish, cast Disintegrate on this principle.
But each one would
Okay.
have half the hit points of the previous one, right? So
Yeah,
isn't there a
eventually
limit?
we're getting to some 1 HP Stanleys, for sure.
Oh, they're halved. Oh, good call.
That's exponential, right? So
Yeah.
if that's true, then you do
So
one.
the
or do you-
first one would have 80.
Yeah, the
The second
good
one
call.
would have
yeah.
40.
Yeah.
yeah, 20,
so-
10, 5, nothing.
Yeah, well,
80,
40,
40,
they would have
hang on.
one.
Well, They would
have
be little
one.
minion Stanley.
Well, you'd have 2.5, then you'd have whatever half of that is. Yeah.
I would rule that they'd have 1 hit point. Yeah. So basically, the first 6 would have more than 1 hit point. You'd have 80, 40, 20, 10, 5, 3. Okay, so the first 6, and the remaining 94 have 1 hit point. Glass cannons, right? Glass cannons.
Yeah.
Okay, so
All right. I've said it. We're doing it. I don't care how bad of an idea it seems at this juncture. I've locked us in for too long.
sure.
I've set it up too much. I got to stick with it.
So here's the thing. You are making 100 copies, and they all cast Wish as they appear. They keep casting Wish, and you see Stanley's pop up, 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 pop as they cast the same Wish and fill up. We need to get a measurement of how much room is inside this dome, because spells cannot move outside of the area. So you cannot make your simulacrum appear outside of the dome.
Well, yeah, but I can command them, so the one once we fill up the dome, one can step outside of it and keep casting.
Okay.
They've
Alright.
got my full regiment of abilities. They can move. They can even move before they cast it. So they can all start spreading out full movement every time they get made before they cast the spell.
I'll allow it. All right. 4, 5. All right, I gotta make it. All right, so then the last one's gonna cast Disintegrate.
Yeah. He'll stay in the bubble so he can cast it. He'll wander in.
Okay, I've got map work to do, so just be a second.
This is so many Stanleys. Look, Nash got to have his double fun.
Yeah, you should too.
The principal got to be a lot of principles. If there's one lesson I've learned from this campaign and Bo's DMing, it's the more the merrier.
If there's one takeaway from all of that,
Yes.
yeah, I see it.
All these sessions, the more characters, the better.
Yeah.
Longest round in the history of D&D, though. Oh my god. Actually, it's probably not true, but all right. Oh no, I did it wrong. All right, sucks if I paste them. I'm just trying to get. I'm losing control. So that should be 20, 40, 60, 80. Okay, copy a couple more. All right, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100.
And then the last one wanders into the dome and casts Disintegrate.
Right, so you probably want them all in the vicinity, though, right? Like, if they can be in, or are they all going to be outside? Remember, they suffer the effects. You haven't declared them as safe, so they get stuck on. They're going to get stuck on.
Well, they're a copy of me. They're allowed in and out.
Yeah, they have their own unique ID. So no, they aren't. They aren't
All right.
declared.
Well, magically speaking, I've declared them allowed in and out.
Let's see here. I don't know. We'll have to see if you can update that or not. The wall remains While that you and creatures you designated at the time you cast the spell. So you have to designate at the time of spell casting.
Can I remove my own magical effect?
You are not concentrating on it, so I don't think so. You've conjured it, and it exists.
Well, then I wouldn't be able to physically cast the spell because they wouldn't be able to get out of the dome. So I would have to squirm off of Varel's shoulders and cast it from outside.
Yeah, but we didn't do that. The spell is cast. The effects are happening. I'm resolving them. So what ends up happening is all the creatures end up getting stuck, and the dome fills up full of. Now they can pass through if they pass the saves. Let me see if you can drop this spell or not. But it's not a concentration spell, so it wouldn't be taken away. So can prismatic wall be canceled? Sorry. Can the caster stop prismatic wall? Although you might be able to drop the wall, but if it's conjured and permanent, then no, it's there for the duration. The wall remains in place for the duration. Yeah, you cannot bring the wall down by simply willing it to become down.
Okay.
So, yeah. So basically, the entire area is like the entire dome. So I can fit on one layer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. These guys are out, so I'm going to move them away. I'll put 2 more in there.
Yeah, I don't think the sword's there
5.
either.
No.
That
So
sword's
6,
been
12,
hanging out in their map for a while. I love it. Just floating out
13,
there.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Now I'll say 32 times 6 is we can probably fit 64 in if they're stacked on top of each other. How high is the wall in sphere form? 90 feet, 30 feet high if a wall, a sphere up to 30 feet in diameter. Okay, so I think you can fit 100 people in there all stacked on top of each other. It would be half sphere because it's half on the ground, so it's 15 feet because of the way you've done it. But 15 feet, if you're 6 feet tall, it's at least 3, and everyone's going to fall on top of each other. So nobody's going to die. Nobody's going to be pushed into the wall. But there's now a giant pile of 100 Stanleys inside the dome sphere. They're all collapsed and have fallen on each other in a great pile because it just can't exist that way. Varel, I need you to make a strength saving throw or be pulled asunder underneath this pile of Stanleys that Stanley has conjured.
Okay. Pulled asunder.
Like, Battle of the Bastards. Nat 20, okay. Like Jon Snow in the Battle of the Bastards when he gets crushed under that pile of people, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So it doesn't affect you. You stand tall with Stanley above you, and all the Stanleys fall into a pile. But the last one who stands on top and casts Disintegrate. Let's resolve Disintegrate. I'm so tired from the spell. All right. It's a saving throw?
Yes, it is. Dex 21, I believe.
Okay,
yes.
And this my guy is completely free, and he fails the saving throw.
All right, we will cast that at the 6th level, the base level for it. It's he failed it.
Yes, so
that's
I imagine he takes the damage.
88 points of force damage.
All right, the last one fires out and carves a giant hole into his chest as it fires through and hits the wall behind him and doesn't pass through.
All right, well,
88 points of force damage.
Yeah, I guess that's it for the 100 Stanleys.
Okay, well, they'll have another round and we'll see what happens after that. Varel, you're up. Do you remember?
In a sea of Stanleys. Stuck in a bubble of Stanleys.
Yes.
Is Principal still going?
Yes, yeah. He has a giant hole through his corpse, like where the disintegrate has blown through him.
Am I able to attack him, or would I have to fight the Stanleys to do so?
It's difficult terrain, but you are pretty close to him. So, but yeah, difficult terrain requires double your movement for each square you move.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just right in front of him. I'm just gonna hit him with Chrome's Bane.
Okay.
Whip out my
Chrome's
sword and
Bane.
stab this guy. A nat 20. Ah,
Nice.
Look at that.
Excellent.
Turns
Let's
out
see.
having a bunch of Stanleys around you really riles Varela.
damn. Yeah, that's a 32 without the natties, but allow me to.
Yeah, that's definitely a hit.
Critical rise this damage. Alright, then I need to do one more since I'm a barbarian and doesn't know that on D&D Beyond. So 17 points of damage, magical slashing.
Okay, 17. I'll mark it down from magical slashing. Continue.
Second attack, a 30 total.
That is also a hit.
$10 points.
10 points of magical damage towards him. You slice both of his arms from his body as you make big as his arms come filing off and piling into the Stanleys below.
Sweet.
He's still going, but severely damaged.
That's all I got.
Okay, and it is now his turn, and he makes his attempt again. As he does not have any arms and he does not have anything else, he is going to attempt. Let's see what I can cast, if it's even possible. Ooh, shit. Okay. So I guess you can't teleport out of the sphere if spells can't pass through.
No, it even specifically says
Says that.
teleportation.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. So now that you've filled up this place with Stanleys, it's quite evident that Nash is no longer inside this place to him. He's going to he yells out the following.
No!
It's so sing-songy.
Yeah, that's what he yells out as he attempts to turn around and run outside of the sphere, knowing that Nash is no longer inside. He's going to suffer the effects of the indigo.
Well,
wait, can I-
all the Stanleys would like to take an opportunity attack.
Would they now? They're falling all over each other. It's too hard for them to make an attack, given that they're in a pile. Maybe the one could make an opportunity attack with his fists. Like they can't hurt him if they're naked, unless you have a.
Yeah, I do. I have what is it? What's the feat? Where it be? Warcaster. I can cast a spell for a reaction.
Oh shit.
For an attack of opportunity. So if
Use
he's
reaction.
gonna run out, all of them are gonna be casting Eldritch Blast as a reaction.
Okay, he moves to run out, and they cast their Eldritch Blast upon him. Let's do the first one.
Okay, just the first one.
I don't need 100 rolls. We're gonna
32 to hit.
give me your damage.
Oh, okay. 9 force damage.
Okay, let's see his health pool. Okay, so simultaneously, all of the Stanleys reach out and cast Eldritch Blast upon the principal, that copy of the principal, melting him in place. Now he melts on top of his hot body, on top of some of the Stanleys, and some of them scream out in pain. Give me a scream.
Discord set to cut him.
Discord cut your yell out for some
Oh,
reason.
yeah.
You just went,
Because it knew. Ah!
There you go.
Yeah. All right, and they melt on some of the copies of the Stanleys. You have lost 6 of them, as they only have 1 HP, and they melt completely as the hot chrome covers them.
They
and
turn
lose their
into
life.
snow. Something we never see here. They turn into snow.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's nice.
Okay, perfect. And then the other ones are now beneath the rubble of the ships, and you start to see hands come out from the pile of ships as they get out from the detritus and start making their way, standing back up. Hope, it is your turn.
Hope holds.
Okay.
Oh,
Nash
you know
safe.
what? A lot of Stanleys disappeared because casting that would have caused necrotic damage on
Oh,
every
that's right. We
Stanley
totally
that got a
forgot. That's
reaction.
right. Oh my God, you're right. So this minimum 9 points of damage. So every Stanley, but
Well,
you only
9
have
was
4
just the
left.
first bolt. Each one fired 4 bolts.
Sure, but what I'm trying to say is we don't have to roll anything because
Yeah.
it's at minimum 9 points of damage. So
Yeah.
anyone with 5 health or lower dies. Okay, so they all cast Eldritch Blast and die, and there's a giant pile of corpses melting and smoking in the Stanley corpse soup at your feet.
They'd just be the ones that were directly in front of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're gone.
Okay. Well, you said they all shot Eldritch Blast.
Well,
though.
anybody that was getting a reaction, he would still have to confer the opportunity attack. So if they were too far away, they don't get to take an opportunity attack.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Oh, you are right about that. Oh my God, this is a lot of work. Okay, so that would be
Oh, that was me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That one was me.
How do you know? How do you know?
Because I know which one is me. I know which one's the real Stanley.
How do you don't know that.
He's fine.
You're the one on Varel's shoulders. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So
Yeah,
that means
that's-
seven of them died because of the opportunity attack. All right.
Yeah.
And then four more melted. All right. So that leaves you with.
John made an NFT of the one he knows is his. So
Yeah, I did. It's proof of ownership.
Yeah, those
that this is
pixels-
the real Stanley.
those
All right,
exact
you have
pixels.
89 clones remaining. Okay. All right. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Hope. Back to you.
Cool. She's just holding Nash up top, not letting go and not moving.
All right. And yeah, if you want to let the turn expire, then that's fair enough. We are at the last round. This was this? No, this wasn't the final. It is the
Yeah,
final
this
round.
is
This is
it.
the final round. All right, Nash, last turn of the final round, and finally your spell resolves. Is there any flourish you want to do as the spell ends? You are invisible, so no one's going to see anything.
So the spell ends. The Tarask is gone. No Tarask, right? Done. That's it.
After this turn is over, you have successfully burnt 10 turns, and the World Breaker is banished permanently.
Okay.
You got one more turn.
Yeah.
If there's anything you want to do.
Anything.
So we got one standing.
Cast the concentration spell brings it back.
Oh, that would suck so bad. I don't want to F anything up.
I know. The Stanley came pretty close.
Yeah.
Playing with fire here.
So we got one principal standing, and he's in the.
There's 10 more in the rubble of the ship coming out of the ship rubble.
Oh, okay.
But we're about 270 feet up in the air, so
Yeah,
I don't know if
you
you
need
have
a spell
anything.
range of 270 feet or more. to
I
do
don't
anything.
really have it.
I think you
have
should
a-
do nothing. But
I
I'm
have a
just trying.
300. I have a 300-foot range thing for something, but I'm not going to use it. I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna just go. I'm gonna like sigh of relief. No longer care about holding my breath to stay still. Like I'll just be like, ah, we did it. The thing's gone. That's the
All right.
entirety of my turn.
All right, and with that, the concentration dissipates. The banishment is permanent. You feel within your veins that the creature has permanently been removed as a threat from your home planet,
Nice.
and your body relaxes. You might want to tell the rest of the party.
I'll say, well, Hope's right there. I'll say, that's it. I did it. I did it. I did it. I'll yell.
Nash, you did it!
I did it.
And then she'll like shake you a little bit and almost throw you off accidentally in excitement.
Yep. And I'll kick in my so I don't fall.
All right, and with that, the principals that are walking from the rubble of the crashed Fate 6 and the principal inside falls to his. All the copies fall to his knees, and he goes, "Hang on."
No! What have you done?
We're killing T-Pain. This is amazing.
One by one, the principal bodies begin melting down, breaking down, and falling into the dirt. As they begin falling, except for the one inside, as he crumbles down below the Stanleys that are around there, he says more words.
You have consigned this world to its continued fate as slaves for the deities to play with. And now the final price will be paid. I can no longer stop what is to come, Nash. You have doomed this world. Curse you.
And with that final curse, the body of the principal, becomes lifeless. The eyes shut down. It slams down on top of several Stanleys, and those Stanleys die from the fall of the weight as they get knocked unconscious. And you lose 5 more Stanleys. And with that, the bodies go to the ground. But at the moment that this happens, a rift in time and space opens up before you. And as this rift reveals large red and black doors scrawled with infernal writings upon the border of the door and upon the doors themselves, and then the doors crack open and make a large metallic sound. You can't see inside the portal as it's with red and black swirls licked with flames across the base and across the sides of the door. And a robed goat man steps through with large goatee, like one of these, and then large goatee and jewelry hanging from it and ornate necklaces upon it. He steps through and looks upon the wreckage that is before him, and his eyes glow, and his gnarled hand reaches out with long claws, and he begins drawing forth soul energy from the bodies of the principals. And he says, "Finally, the bill has come due. I thank the heroes for their help with this. You have proven to be most resourceful. Now his soul belongs to me." And he collects the soul in his hand, and as the energy dissipates, he brings a hand up and holds it out, and a large sphere of purple energy and sort of sickly green swirls around, and then he takes his hand and clutches it, and with the clutch, the soul is gone. And for a moment, this creature's eyes flash red. Now, this being looks vaguely familiar, given that he's emerged from the door, from an infernal door. His features bear a striking resemblance to Brent, who you met in the realm of Hells. Except he doesn't appear to be in his Brent form. He appears to be in his maybe natural form as he collects the souls from the various corpses of the principal. And he looks to you all and says, "You are all heroes. Congratulations on your victory against the Weir and all its corruptions. Yes, even you up there, Hope. It's been a pleasure doing business with you all." He waits for a moment to see if you have anything to say.
Stanley's just kind of slumped over, not saying a lot.
Hope's bringing the surfboard down with Nash. Really pumped.
Nash would be unsure with this. He wouldn't know that this was Brent. And he would go, "Check it out, a goat man." He would say. Say, "There's a goat man. We have to fight the goat man."
There will be no battling today. We're all victors here. A good soul is like aged wine, and this one has aged beautifully. He will make a fine addition to my collection. I have other matters. This planet used to be of great interest to me, but it has been wrung for all it's worth. Go and replenish it, so that one day I may return and reap again. Return to your civilizations as heroes. You have met the devil himself and lived to tell the tale. Few mortals get to say this. You have defeated the Weir. You have defeated your own corrupted fathers. I leave you to your world and your struggle. Should you ever require anything of me, you know how to find me." And with that, he turns around and begins exiting to walk through the door, the principal's soul in hand. If there isn't another word or action, he walks through the portal, disappears, and the doors close, and the portal dissipates into nothingness. The principal, it seems, is vanquished. What does that mean for the planet and our heroes? We'll find out next week on There Will Be Dungeons.
Oh, man. Did y'all hear that? Next week.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you have it.
If it happens.
we sift through all these dead freaking Stanleys. We'll find our way out. I guess they're not really corpses. They're mostly goo now, right?
Yeah, they dissipate into snow, actually, it says in the spell thing.
Oh.
So it's not really a bloody carcass. It's more of a, like hair
Damp bit
dandruff,
of earth.
snow. Yeah, like a puddle of water.
Is there any of it floating in the air?
No.
Oh, dang it. Nash would go, he'd put his tongue out like a little
Nash
kid.
wants air ice Stanley.
He just wants to
play
go,
with.
and like get one on his tongue, Little
Well,
Stanley.
congratulations to the party. You have defeated the uber villain of the campaign.
Yes.
And next week we will celebrate the victory. Did we
the rest of us level, or was that only if we did the can?
Yes, you can take your level. Yes.
Nice. Level 18, baby. All right. That'll be next week. Y'all should be here for that. Things are coming to a point soon, sooner than you think. So be here with us and see what you think when you get there. All right? That'll be next week here at There Will Be Dungeons. Our website is therewillbedungeons.com, and we'd love you to go over there and check that place out. If you have any questions or thoughts or feelings, our email address and contact forms are all right there. That is going to do it for us. Do I have the thing? I do. That's going to do it for us. Before next time, one other thing I was going to tell everybody, no, never mind. Wrong show, never mind. Forget it. Forget what I said. It's all good. Forget I said anything. I'll edit that out and post. All right, that's it. Thank you all for being here. We'll see you next time.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Yes. Get more at frogpants.com.
Well done.
Yes, well done.
I confused